Earth's joint sound.
Yeah, my bad.
Alright.
Quietly here. Okay.
Alright. So, just allow everyone time to
Yeah, not everybody's here yet.
calm down.
Yeah. Perfect.
So, alright. Sorry, I have to grab something. So, how this is going to work. We're just going to allow you to speak, Dom, for now. And when you're done, people can ask questions or whatever. And that should work.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And do
yeah,
remember,
fine.
remember this is gonna be recorded, so.
Yeah, this time with my consent and full knowledge. That's always a plus in the right direction, so that's cool.
Yep.
So let's see. How do I kick things off? Because it's dinner and a show, right? So I hope you all brought your popcorn because this is probably not gonna go as y'all expected. The New Year's Eve fireworks are still going 2 days later. All right, let us kick this off. Okay. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna be posting things in the what is it, the open chat? Yeah, so I'll be posting things in the open chat as well. So you guys, it's next to the court button, and it says open chat, a little speech bubble. So I'll be posting things in there so that we can follow along with the story, right? So let me make sure. Okay, here's the first thing that I want to post. And the reason being is because I don't know, I mean, I know you guys have been here for a while and you guys were talking about everything going on. So I don't know if everybody is on the same sheet of music. But first of all, and just as I thought, she wasn't 15. There's the pic. I found it to prove it. But here's the shocker that you all probably are not aware of and weren't expecting. I'll get into why I knew she wasn't 15 in a bit. There's a lot of talk going around, and Alpha, you said like twice that I didn't know she was 15, that she wasn't 15. Well, I did. I did know that she wasn't 15 and she was an adult, and I'll get into that in a bit. So you can see from this pic, this guy who did this, he's a content creator and he does this kind of stuff for content and clicks and stuff like that, right? So for those who don't know already, because I've DM'd a lot of people, a lot yesterday and even more today when I could, since I was at work. This was a hit job on me, and it was a long time coming. And as you can imagine, I've had a lot of time to think about it, and any combination of the reasons I'm about to state, or all of them, are why it happened. So I think there's 4 reasons looking back at this. So first of all, there's a lot of people, guys, I mean a lot of people who aren't happy that they weren't being accepted into the OGs of VRChat group. Literally hundreds of people are pissed off at me. It's a request to join group. It's not an instant join one like so many other OG VRChat groups like Legendary Users, Ancients of VRChat, 2017 VRChat Community, etc. It's one of the only groups that it was closed. You had to request to join. And the reason for that being was so that we went through a tough vetting process of looking at you on VRCX to see when you joined. There's 3 requirements to join. It's that you've been around for 2018 or earlier, which there are a lot of 2019 people who missed the mark, unfortunately. Some of them friends of mine, which I felt awful about, but we had to have a standard and keep to it. Second, being that you had to be an active member of the community back then, so you can't have just made an account and be like a new user or a visitor, right, and then just disappear and then come back. Oh, look, I've been here the whole time. No, you haven't been. And the third reason, and the third thing in order to join the group was you had to be 18 or older. Okay, and that's important because of the context that we're talking about here. And the reason why I did 18 older was, here's the thing. So the TOS for VRChat is 13 and older, right? So what I figured was after 5 years, since 2018, even if you were 13 when you started VRChat in 2018, you would be old enough to join the group. So we're all adults and there wouldn't be any shit happening, all right? Okay, so now let's go to the second reason. So the second reason is that there is plenty of jealousy with me over the fact that I've made friends with many streamers and content creators over the years while they didn't. How do I know this? This is how I know. So 3 years ago, I was in a server of a certain streamer content creator. I'm not going to state their name for private reasons and all that. But there was one time, this was a group that was close with that time, but so we were all doing in chat. We were all in chat, right? And we'd post random things and things like that. And one of the things that people were doing was, they were posting pics of them and their friends, right? So I was posting. So because people were doing that, I tagged along and I posted a lot of pics with my own friends, which are many of you. Some of you now former friends of mine. I get it. All right. And a lot of people got really upset with me about that. So that's how I know that people are really jealous and upset that, I've been able to, make so many friends over the years and they haven't. Third reason, I've been friends with a lot of women in VR chat over the years, and that's made a lot of people super jealous too, kind of similar to point 2. All right, fourth point. Lastly, and probably the most important, along with the first point concerning the group, is, and this is something that none of you know, but since early last year, I've been dealing with at least 2 separate groups, if not more, that have been specifically targeting streamers like you guys, so you don't have to. They've been focused on me so that they wouldn't be bothering you guys. I've been trying to deal with these fuckers, all right? Multiple times, infamous VR chat groups like Laughing Coffin and Hostile Gang have tried to join our server and VR chat group, and they've been prevented from doing so, which protects you all from them. They know that this group has pulled in a lot of old big VR chat streamers, and that's why they're attacking me and they're trying to get in. These people are crashers, hackers, rippers, and everything else we absolutely despise in VR chat, and some of them are the most vile people there are. They're ruthless, vicious, and they will not stop until every single one of you are destroyed by them, like I was. Probably what kicked it all off for me, involving them, was it's about a year ago. I was in a public lobby to see a friend when I saw someone absolutely ranting about you all, streamers. On and on and on they went, and I couldn't take it anymore since so many of you are my friends, and nobody fucks with my friends. Nobody fucks with my friends, and you all know that, because that's just how I roll. I started defending you guys, telling them how much you raised for charities, how many smiles and laughs you brought to collectively millions of faces combined throughout the world and more. This guy got pissed off at me for standing up for you all. He tried crashing me, but he wasn't able to since I had my safety settings on maxed. I found out later that guy was, just by unfortunate luck, the leader of Laughing Coffin, one of the leading groups that targets and goes after streamers, just like I told you guys about. And ever since I dunked on that motherfucker in a public world in front of a lot of people, this guy's had a vendetta with me. And here we are a year later with him finally won. And I don't think it was just these 2 or more groups that I've stated. I think there were others they worked with, even within our own community, to take me down. They all had a shared interest in taking me down, and so they worked together to do just that. Because of all the reasons I stated above, because of all 4 of them, I had a feeling this was an investigation being done on me by one of these groups to try and get me. So I decided to play along in DMs and on VR chat to advance the story, to do a counter investigation myself. One of the results being the form I posted. Unfortunately, during that counter investigation, got burned, and that's how the video was made. All right, now let's go over some facts. I know that I'm just no one else is speaking right now, so I can say my piece. But to ask I guess like a rhetorical question, I don't expect a response. But how many of you all have been in the military? And I asked that because when I was in the military, I got trained on some stuff. And one of them was, what is the definition of sexual intercourse? Okay, I'm sorry that we got to go back to basics in sex ed, but this is just where we're at, right? We got to establish some baselines. So what is the definition of sexual intercourse? So the military taught me that it's defined as the act of when physical penetration occurs. Did that happen with the person I was talking to? No. Did ERP happen? No. Is ERP sexual intercourse is just defined? It's not. The person in question, she was 18 or older, as I proved through the pic, because she had to be at least that age, if not older, in order to participate. Were any nudes sent to her? No. I've never taken nudes nor sent them to anyone, and I never will. Were pictures of nudes requested or received from her? No. You'll see that that pic states potential multiple times. Potential and actual are two completely different things. If I was actually one, then I would have engaged in any of these activities, which again, I didn't. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have seen this movie, but in 2002, there was a great movie called Minority Report with Tom Cruise. And the plot of this movie is that in the future, people are charged and arrested for crimes before they even occur in the real world, let alone in the virtual world. So here's a question. Is this the future we now live in? Is this the future you all want? How would you feel if it happened to you? Put yourselves in my shoes and you know how I feel right away. I'm doing a lot of talking, so I'm just going to take a quick drink of water. I still have a lot more to do too, unfortunately. Now, I support catching predators, okay? So if I had to give back constructive criticism on how they carried this out and so they could catch actual real predators in the future, they should have had her say she was 13 or younger and actually have ERP happen with her first before jumping the gun on accusations. That way, no matter where you live in the world, that would actually be bad. And what I mean by that is I got DMs over the past 2 days from a lot of people, right? And I still have a lot of DMs to get back to in voice calls, but I had a few people remind me, hey, the age of consent in America is 16, and Japan's 15, and parts of the EU is 14. It's even younger in other areas of the world, like the Middle East, Asia, Africa, and areas in the Pacific Islands like the Philippines. It's been like that for thousands of years, but I hope to God that one day they put a stop to that too in those regions. So, like I said, they should have gone with the younger age, and they should have actually caught ERP or something on camera, because that would have been actually really bad. And, and on that point, I mean, we've seen a lot of shit over the years in VR chat, right? I mean, I remember, what was it? He's a VR chat user. His name was Hunter Fox, and he went to Utah, and he actually like abducted a 13-year-old on VR chat in Utah. I mean, I remember like the Amber Alert and all that stuff going off. Yeah, I've never done that, and I would never do that either. And then there's the other story, I think a year or two before that, about the guy who came over and he was staying, I think, in this girl's closet or something for a few days. Yeah, no, wouldn't do that either. I mean, these people are actual predators that are physically there trying to abduct or otherwise do horrendous things to these people, and that's nothing that I've done. So I know some of you guys know this because I've known a lot of you over the years, so I know some of you know this, but for those who don't know, I have a younger sister who's close to this girl's pretend age that she lied about. Even if she actually was that old, do you really think I'd be into girls her age? That's fucking gross. And it's like me being with my own sister. That's how I knew this girl wasn't really the age she said she was, because she didn't sound anything close to my sister or act like it either. She was definitely at least 18 or older, and the pic shows that, saying you had to be 18 or older to participate in this guy's absolutely disgusting content. I mean, and here's another thing too. Who wants to watch content like that? And what kind of audience does that pull in and attract? I don't know about you guys, but that really seems to be really questionable to me. Anyways, regardless of whatever age she was or pretended to be, my intention was to give her the same advice when it came to guys as I'd given to my old sister that's close to her age. I help people out, and I've been doing just that for over half a decade in VR chat, and you all know that. Also, I wasn't sure if I wanted to say this or not, but it's kind of related. So, not many people know this because it's pretty recent, but I actually have a girlfriend now. She's over 18 years old. So if I was into anyone under the age of 18, then why would I have a girlfriend older than that? It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay, now we're going to get to, so now I talked about all that about me, right? Now we're going to talk about the content creator who took the vid. So let me pull up his profile pic and post that in here. Okay. So yeah, so I know you guys should be able to blow that up so you guys can actually see stuff like that. Okay. So this is a pic of the guy's bio from VRCX, which VRCX, like I said earlier, is what we use to verify people to get into the account, right? Okay, so take a look at his name and rank. I don't know about you all, but this made me think of several questions. First of all, why is he not a trusted rank or trusted user after having been in VRChat for over 6 years? Longer than me, by the way, because I joined in 2018. This guy joined in 17. Okay. And he's a VRChat Plus subscriber, which we all know increases your rank faster than not having it. So this guy, he's been in for 6 years. He's a known user. He's not a trusted user. He has VRC Plus, which boosts your rank faster, and he's still not a trusted user. So, I mean, has he been reported negatively multiple times by many people for over half a decade? Is that related to his behavior or the content he's made? Just read his stats and bio to get an idea for yourself what kind of person he is. What the hell has he done over 6 years to not be trusted? All right, take a look at these other guys. All right, and let me post this as well. All right. Did the other one not post? Okay, hold on a second. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, okay, got it. All right. Hold on. Okay, yeah, both these guys. Okay. So, and then I need to post one other pic concerning them. Well, actually, two other pics. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I got fucking receipts. I told you guys I did. You know, if they're gonna go after me, then I'm gonna go after them. Okay, because and I'll get into this later. But now that they've pretty much gotten rid of me, they're coming after you guys next. All right. Okay. Go ahead and post. Okay. So these two guys here, Black Prophet and Kazoto, they're the same guys here. So our group has been tracking these guys, like I said. So looks like we had the auto mod updated thanks to probably Alpha or Earth, and then Alpha and Earth also banned these two guys. Okay. Let me go back to okay. Okay, so now compare these two guys to Ergblow, whatever the hell his friggin' name is. I mean, same color scheme, same stuff, right? I guess I should have taken a pic of the actual Discord accounts of those guys, but I just didn't have the time, right? All right, so just so you guys know, they are all the same group of people, and they're working together to destroy not just me, but all of you too. All right. Now that I'm pretty much done talking other than my final statement after this, I'd like to talk about a part of our own community. I've talked a lot about the good of the major streamer community, but unfortunately, with everyone here, I find no other better time to talk about this than now, since we're all here. And I hope everyone learns and grows from it. And I will do my absolute best to try and keep things as ambiguous and not specific as possible to help or protect you guys. Because I got to be honest, like I'm really kind of out of fucks when it comes to you guys. A lot of you guys burn me, but I'm still trying to help you guys because I've been doing this for 5 years now. Okay, so give me a minute as I prepare myself because this is probably going to be. I mean, it's hard talking about myself, but this is probably going to be really hard too, and I'm probably going to lose even more friends after this. So I'm sorry. Just give me like a minute or two. I gotta set myself up for this shit. It's not going to be fun because I hate talking in this way about you guys, but it has to be done. Okay. Okay, I'm also going to post this in a chat log. All right, so this was TwitLonger that was put out, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 years ago. And it talks about some of the issues that pretty much all of us are involved with, unfortunately. Okay. Okay, so this TwitLonger is entitled "The Truth About." Look, I'm going down in flames anyways, so I'm sorry, guys. Right, the truth about the major VR chat streamer community in my story, and this story went over how this one, I guess, particular group, streamer group, destroyed their mental and emotional health. So let's get into that now, using their words and not mine. During my time as a streamer in the I'm going paragraph by paragraph. So during my time as a streamer in the VR chat space, of course, for the majority of it, I was known most prominently as a cute little lewd NPC with a soundboard with great comedic timing and skill with a soundboard. This somehow allowed me to take off not only on Twitch, but in the community. Suddenly, all these huge names, known streamers want to be my friend. It's incredible, right? I thought so. They clearly loved me and what I did. You see where I'm going with this. Every chance people got, I was used as content to some smaller creators in the space. I was their only source of content, and so they would very specifically stream when I was live, invite me to lobbies of requests. When I was live, stick the camera in my face and almost demand I do something comedic for their audience, all while knowing that they had no intention of caring about me as a human being. My time as a VR chat streamer was brief and filled with mental strife. Every day I was treated like a pet, never as an actual human being, constantly being used as content while truly believing these people were my genuine friends. In some ways, I kind of feel like that. All right, paragraph 2 or point 2. I wish I realized sooner that it wasn't real. I should have realized that when I got online while live and got 20 plus requests immediately compared to when I got on while not live, I would have to wait nearly an hour before getting a single invite request. That wasn't right. It wasn't okay. And I agree. That's fucked up. And that's also happened to me too. I didn't know how to, point 3, I didn't know how to tell people that were only using me apart from the people that genuinely cared, especially when I voice revealed and my viewership started to drop. My numbers started to drop, and I watched as people I thought were my friends slowly start to back away from me because I couldn't boost their numbers anymore. People I helped get into the community and meet people I had only respect and love for dropping me because my viewer numbers weren't high anymore, to the point that these same people that I boosted and helped into streamer lobbies and the groups, when I started moving away from VR chat and more into VTubing and asked for advice and help, all I was given was basically a figure it out yourself. Nothing more, no advice, no introductions like I gave them, no help whatsoever. Point 4. On top of all of this, during my time in the higher up streamer community, I may have thrown away genuine friendships with people in the community that are actually good people on the word of those that are actually the bad ones. Me. The people that constantly and continuously talk shit on people in the community, that have this horrible mob mentality. Sound familiar to what's going on right now? This horrible mob mentality when it comes to drama and conflict, and just group up on people without even giving them a chance to make things right. Ruining people on a whim. Some people in this community even do it for fun. I've seen it. I've been in the discords you all never get to see. And then these people go from shitting on someone, trying to destroy their career by sending masses of people to report videos and streams, only to a few months later be doing the exact same thing as that person they tried to destroy and are now friends with that person. It's filled with manipulation. It's disgusting. It's horrible. And it's not going to stop unless people stop allowing it. But I was a sheep. I was part of these things. The mob mentality took over me at points and blinded me. And looking back, I feel sickened I ever allowed that to happen to me. And I'm truly sorry to anyone that I may have joined on a bandwagon to shit on in the past. Point 5. All this mental stress and horribleness that I've gone through because of this community and the people that are within it is purely the reason my mental health has declined to an all-time low. The stress and the pressure I was under, as well as the backstabbing and bullying I've suffered through in this community, has me living with zero motivation for anything I truly used to love doing. My dream job, with 3 therapists and a near suicidal outlook on life. This is not me seeking sympathy. These are the facts of my life and the effect that this community can have. Point 6. We constantly forget that this game we play, where many creators thrive and create their content, is at its core a social game. But the amount of people that have no idea how to socialize or be good human beings in this community is astounding. The main issue here is the lack of communication on all sides. No one actually talks to each other. Sure, some streamers interact in game when they're streaming. You may even see some other big streamers in the chat of your favorite streamer, but they don't talk. Not really. Most of these people will share a Discord conversation once a month at best, but this isn't the main issue I'm referring to in this part. The main issue is that very few people in this space know how to deal with conflict like adults. Some avoid it altogether and pretend it doesn't exist, or the more likely option for most in this space is to talk shit behind every single other creator's backs whenever they get the chance. Don't get me wrong, I'm no saint, and I'm not trying to say I haven't done this. I've talked shit behind my fellow creators' backs. I've forged opinions of certain people off of the word of those around me. Do I think it's right? Absolutely fucking not. What I believe needs to happen is a more open dialogue, which is what I'm doing here, parentheses, a more open dialogue about creators in this space. There needs to be some sort of conflict management and understanding between all creators in this community that not everyone is going to get along. No surprise. No shit. But that doesn't mean that you can't forge your own opinions and bonds with people that your group of fellow creators may not like. Give people a chance. Forge bonds that may last more than with others. I wish I did. Additionally, one thing I noticed is how no one in this community actually speaks their mind to you personally. Learn how to tell people they're being an asshole, especially your friends. If your friend is doing something, if it be content related or not, that you don't agree with, DM them, tell them your feelings, don't hold them in, and allow them to overcome your opinion of that person with negative emotions. I'm sure everyone will agree, even if you dislike conflict, the best option for something like this is to talk it through before it becomes a major issue. Point 7. The amount of drama or conflict in this community is ridiculous. But the biggest, most ridiculous part of it is that the vast majority of this drama is based on completely and utterly dumb, minuscule shit. Oh, this person blocked me. Time to cancel them. Or this person didn't agree with one thing I said. Time to talk shit behind their back with my group. It's pathetic. Again, as someone who has been at the top of the VRChat streamer community, I know a lot. I know that there are channels and private discords and even full discords themselves dedicated to talking behind the backs of, shitting on, and bullying other creators in this space. I know. I've been in many of them. This is fucked. It's not right, and it needs to be stopped, and people need to start realizing that these small, petty fights that some streamers insist on starting are absolutely meaningless and only make both sides seem like complete assholes. Guys, we are in a community of creators where there are still known pedophiles, actual pedophiles, people, and abusers allowed to thrive in their closed off communities, and yet apparently these little spats get more attention and coverage in the community than any of that. For fuck's sake, just this time last year, a certain blue-haired creator was outed for lying about having cancer for financial gain. And again, as someone that has been in the big circles where this person thrived, I know for a fact that some people close to them, well-known people, by the way, knew about these lies and just allowed them to continue. Sure, they stopped talking to them, but did they call them out about it at all? No. Did they attempt to do all they could to stop them? No. Did they pile onto other creators for tiny disagreements and spats for little to no reason? You bet your sweet ass they did. All until it came out publicly with the amount of hard proof that pushed them to admitting it all publicly. This whole thing just goes back to my last point, conflict management. If you don't get on with someone, you should be allowed to remove them from your friends list, block them even without consequence. There needs to be an understanding there, and as a community, we need to realize and understand that most of this shit that we call drama really doesn't matter. It's best left in DMs and figured out in private, but the real scum of the community, the ones doing direct harm to people, those are the fights that matter. On top of all of this, don't sit back and use the age-old VRChat creator term, I don't get involved in drama. This is just a shit way of saying I don't have the guts to speak out or have people's back. If someone is being a prick and dragging someone's name through the dirt, hurting someone you know and are supposed to care about, do not stand idly by and let it happen. Use your voice and be heard. Have a damn opinion. Like I've done pretty much the whole fucking time I've been on VRChat, unlike so many other people. Point 8. Near enough everyone in the VRC streaming space know that nothing in this community is new. More than likely, someone has done what you do. Many straight up steal other people's content, even down to the personality and way they present said content. This is due to seemingly everyone that gets into the VRC streaming community eventually becomes a streamer themselves, and they want to be exactly like those they look up to. But then realize that after a year of doing nothing but pointing their camera at other streamers with no personality of their own behind their content, that they're not growing and they get upset, maybe resort to hating streamers and becoming toxic. This shouldn't be how it is. Please, stream VRChat. Personally, I would welcome new streamers to the space with open arms because you're putting potentially new eyes on the game, but don't expect to grow quickly, don't expect to pop off, and don't come into streaming the game with a negative attitude. Stream VRChat because that's the type of content you wish to create, grow a community off of your own personality or talents. Don't come into it with the attitude that if you get into the big streamer lobbies, you're going to grow quickly, like so many new streamers in the space seem to have, because you're going to be disappointed. Make genuine connections, create the content you want to make and are passionate about. Who cares if it's been done before? Put your own spin on it. Make it yours through the power of your personality and individuality. Make Because when you eventually start to grow at your own pace, you have a community behind you that are there for you, not to see the other creators that you surround yourself with through your perspective. Don't steal content. Don't steal personality, because it not only will hurt you in the long run, but it will hurt those you're imitating. Just be you, because you're good enough. Okay. So to sum up that monologue at this point, so points 1 through 8, these are all of this person's personal public words exposing so much hypocrisy. Again, they are not my words. They are theirs, not mine. So if you want to be mad at anyone for them, that anger doesn't belong to be aimed at me. Okay, so let's review. All right, let's go over some of these extra points. There are people who use other people for their content because they can't even rely on themselves to keep their own viewers entertained without any consideration for how they felt about it. So, in other words, they're essentially using other people to prop themselves up. Look, if it's consensual, it's okay. Like for me, it was consensual. The big reason why I want to hang out with you guys was not because you were funny and because I had, good times and somebody laughs with you all, but because I wanted to be there so I could crack jokes to help you guys, because, I loved you guys, before now, and I wanted to help you guys. Now I'm not saying like I'm full of myself. Like I know, like obviously I didn't bring in like a shit ton of people, right? But even if I brought in like 1 or 2 extra viewers for you guys, that was a win in my book, because I wanted you guys to be happy and be successful. Okay. Which is part of the reason why I'm talking about this shit, because I hope that everybody learns from this. Okay. Okay. Next one. When the people you're using for content are not streaming yourselves, you do not invite them to anything nor join them, because you are not getting exposure for yourselves to their streams. Kind of fucked up, but at the same time, I kind of understand, because I know that a lot of you guys, it's your full-time job and you're trying to just pay the bills, whether it's your own bills or your family's bills, and you're trying to just put damn food on the table. So I really can't fault a lot of people for doing that. You're just trying to make a living. Okay, got it. All right. Another point. Once people start to lose viewers, you abandon them since they're not as popular and you're not seen by as many people from their point of view anymore. Also, you take the help others give you without giving it back to them when they need it most. Pretty fucked up. All right. 4, you fooled others into, okay, this is probably one of the more important points that ties back to me. You fooled others into leaving good people based solely on your own words and perceptions of them alone. You all talk mad shit about others in the community. You all fall into a mob mentality when it comes to drama and conflict, resulting in grouping up on people without even giving them a chance to make things right, which, to your credit, I'm actually able to do that here. But you're ruining people on a whim. Some people in this community even do it for fun. This right here is what's happening to me, and I was targeted. I was targeted for. Then this group goes from shitting on someone, trying to destroy their career, by sending masses of people to report videos and streams, only to a few months later be doing the exact same thing as that person they tried to destroy and are now friends with that person. There are many people who are in multiple Discord servers solely dedicated to talking shit about other people and even about each other behind each other's back. Are we all friends? And people are doing this either. I've never been in any of these secret Discords, so I don't know what the fuck this is going on. If that's not sickening alone, then I don't know what is. I mean, for God's sake, people. I mean, I made the OGs of VRChat group so we can all come together because we're adults. We're like friends. We're families. We love each other. We care about each other. And like this whole time, I found out, that like we're stabbing each other in the back. Like, what the fuck? Okay. All right. As for actual predators, they're in VRChat, but there are many, too many, unfortunately, that purposefully chose not to show the proof you have of their activities and have them walk among you all instead, since some of these people, they boost your numbers with their own streams. By not calling them out, you're essentially saying that you're complicit in that crap and they're okay with tolerating it, which isn't good. Okay, I'm going to catch my breath after all that because that was a lot of shit to go over. Just give me a minute. Okay. So now, I don't know if you guys read along or just listened to me, but now you've either read or you've listened and know both, this particular group's deeds and my own. Despite these truths being revealed, does this still mean that all the good I've done over all this time is just wiped away? None of my good deeds over 5 years mean anything anymore. I mean, what about the times I personally shared together with so many of you, the laughs, hugs and head pats, unforgettable memories of sheer happiness and joys, the photos we've taken, the tears we've shed for one another when we were at our lowest points? It amounts to nothing now? None of that shit matters. Give me a minute, I'm still thinking. As you all know, especially after tonight, with a lot of stuff I said, as you all know, after having been around for over half a decade now, not everyone is going to like me, obviously, for multiple reasons. I freely admit and know that I am not 100% perfect, along with literally every other human being who has ever lived. But to be treated in some ways, shapes, and forms like other excommunicated former members of the VRChat community is questionable after everything I've said now. Unlike others, I've never lied about medical conditions I had. I've never lied about dying family members. I've never fucking abducted anyone. I've never paid people off to keep quiet about anything bad or wrong I've done in the past. I've never accepted or begged for pity money when I actually didn't need it. And I've certainly never sexually assaulted literally dozens of women like Arcadum did, including at least one I know of that happened IRL, if not more. These grievous and disgusting actions I've described are what others have done, not me. Now, the things I have done, I've written multiple letters of encouragement to my friends when I felt they needed it, and some of the recipients of those letters are here right now. I wrote about 8 to 10 different letters to different people from 2018 to 2020. I poured my heart and soul into those letters because I knew people weren't doing great, and I wanted to show them how much I appreciate them as a good friend of mine by giving them that letter. I signed and made e-cards for some of the closest people to me. I joined VRCon because I knew after 2019, the VRChat community needed a positive event to help heal after that traumatic year of community fracturing with Hazard in 2019. So I was really hoping that VRCon would help with that, and thankfully it did bring a lot of people back. So I am thankful that I was involved with that while it lasted. I DM'd people when I knew they were feeling down and needed someone to talk to, or just to check up on them. I spent around $5,000 of my own money on friends through Twitch donations to help them out in times when I knew they needed it most. I wrote positive messages and jokes on Twitter to friends to help them feel better, and maybe even get them to laugh a time or two. Be kind and caring to the people I've known and loved so fucking much over the many years I've been on VRChat. These are the actions I've taken over the past half a decade now as I slowly approach the 6th one in just a few more weeks, which is probably not going to happen at this point. But apparently people do not know about these things, remember them, or are flat out ignoring them because acknowledging these irrefutable facts helps dispel and shred the prevailing narrative that I'm currently encircled with. I mean, all the good I've done over all this time is just wiped away after a few things I've said or done that people disagree with. None of this means anything at all. I mean, what does that say about everyone, in the groups that people are a part of, that you would so swiftly bury someone for saying or doing stuff, here and there without even hearing them out first, which again, at least you guys are hearing me out, so thanks. But, without even hearing them out beforehand, before destroying a significant piece of their social life. Have any of you not made mistakes or said the wrong things yourself before? Why are you all immune to such destructive judgment while I am not? How can people claim me as a terrible person when people are so willing to crush everything I've worked for and the hundreds of people I've supported over years? Fucking years, guys. Half a decade over the total span of 2 days. I mean, to finish it off, or to close things, I'm sad, I'm broken, and I'm truly out of fucks to give for just about everyone here and those not able to make it. I'm absolutely heartbroken to have done so much for so many over so much time just to be absolutely incinerated into ashes like this. Now that I'm gone, as the shield that protected you all from these vicious groups by focusing on me, even while you all engaged in epic friendly fire and have taken so many pot shots at me while I stood here protecting and defending you all, you're all fucking next. So my parting words for you all, I'm sure the vast majority of you now, my former oldest of friends, is to stay strapped or get clapped, because now that I'm gone, they're coming for you next. Your Honor, I rest my case.
All right. Well, I assume that was everything. All right. I'm gonna go through questions of people. Put a little hand up in the text, voice chat text, and I'll.
I mean, we should probably let the staff team speak before we.
Before that, though, I will allow staff to speak. So, open floor to other staff members here.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
First.
Wolf, did you want to go first?
Oh, yeah, I can go first. So, I'll be honest with you. Out of all the staff here, I'm the least connected to anything happening here, like personally, emotionally, or anything. I literally just got information about this yesterday, and I'm going to be honest with you. With all the stuff I've been given and what I've seen in my personality I've seen with you, I am severely disappointed in what's happened. Towards, like, again, I do not condone the actions of that interaction. I know at the beginning you stated, "Hey, I'm doing this to do a counter op against these people." You played right into their hands, to be honest with you, and that does not give you an excuse to do these things. You say, "Oh, I'm doing this to, I know they're not 15, blah blah." Yes, I get it, but that doesn't give you the excuse to do it, because it doesn't give you the excuse. I don't think it gives you the excuse to do these things and whatever. Yes, it is not technically ERP. Technically, it's not whatever. Technically, it's legal. So fucking what? It's still. What else? People will extrapolate things. I'm severely just disappointed because it's. I don't know how to explain it properly. I'm not the best at words. I'll be blunt with you. I'm not very good at words. I'm just not. I don't know. I get your heart was in the good place. I'm saying, oh, I'm trying to do this counter ever, but from what I do know about the situation I've gathered the last 2 days, I don't think this was specifically a the individuals involved. One of them might have had malicious intent. So, however, still, you shouldn't be feeding into these things. And again, I don't know how to explain it probably, but I don't know what to say. I'm disappointed. I'm just disappointed that you thought this was the right action to do this. I get it. Your heart might be in the right place in your own mind. However, it's like, why? I don't know. Again, I'm always usually the person who plays devil's advocate, tries to get both sides of the story, try to think of whatever, but I seriously can't think of anything. I get why, but I don't take that as an excuse. It's because what if they were actually 15 and you thought what if they actually were 15? It's a lot of what ifs. Again, I'm not a streamer. I'm not involved in stuff. Not in the streaming scene. I don't know why you again in the statements you've made. I don't know why you brought up streamers so much in that conversation. Maybe if streamers in our organization, but that does not make the majority up. The majority of people here are just people who play VRChat to have fun, to make friends. I don't think these people would be going after the Joe Smos of VRChat. Yes, we might be OGs, but most of us are not. Whatever. You can. I don't know. Again, there's a lot of malicious people, but if you try to feed into them, you're not going to get anything done. I'll be blunt. It is. I I don't get it fully. I've had to deal with many friends in the past who've done these things, and I'm very disappointed that I've learned that this happened again. But again, you do not. As soon as she told you she was 15, you should have just stopped. I get it. You wanted to do a counter thing, but still, you should have stopped. You dug. I personally, those actions, with your own words, you've made there in that statement. And then you deleted the messages, which is even worse. You trying to cover it up made it even worse. That you're deleting the messages. You're just admitting guilt. To hey, I think this is wrong. I'm now going to try to cover up evidence and try to destroy evidence against whatever. That is I again used to work in digital forensics. That is you are tampering of evidence there, at least somewhat, by doing that. If you didn't want to be seen as you trying you want to admit guilt or whatever, you shouldn't have deleted the messages. You did a lot of actions in there, and now you are in the statements you've made. I have no offense. You seem like you're playing the victim card, and like, oh, if they're not going after me, they'll go after you. I don't know why. Again, you didn't really even defend yourself in those statements. You just dug your own grave. Personally, I think you dug your own grave deeper. Yes, we understand that you've, we get it. We understand that, say word that you've done good things for the community. I get you're frustrated. I get you're upset. However, that VRChat itself has an issue of pedophilia, issue of grooming, issue of all that stuff. For you to try to even touch a 10-foot with that stuff, you're playing with fire and you got yourself burnt. You don't. I know this game like the back of my hand. People take that shit seriously. There's a lot of people in this game who've had bad experiences. You probably had a severe lapse in judgment. That sounds really wrong to say, but a severe lapse in judgment. I get it, but that behavior is not okay. Because what if, in most people's eyes, who don't know the full context, don't know everything, who only hear about that, they're never going. People online are stupid. They will not get full context. That's how people are. And now people you basically, yes, you could say it's a hit job, you could say that, but still, you basically dug your own grave by doing this. I have a slight feeling of just guilt because especially us as a staff team, a lot of us don't want to be associated with people who with anybody who might be a pedophilia, because that's not, most of us are here. At least myself, I'm a victim of grooming. I've been groomed in the past. When I was younger, when I was 15 years old, I was groomed by somebody who was around your age. So personally, I know how it is to feel to actually be 15 years old and to be that shit that happened to you. And I don't, even if you, yes, it might not be ERP, but you're still doing things that are very questionable. And it's just, I don't know, man. Sorry, I don't know, man. I'm just, this is just not right at all.
You good?
I'm sorry, I'm just going through some past trauma now, thinking about it.
You need a moment?
I need a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mind if I take the floor then?
Yeah, you can take a moment.
I mean, you did ask me a question, so I could try and respond, but it's kind of hard because there was a lot that was stated.
So really quickly, I do ask that everybody in here please make your questions like as thorough as possible, because we're trying to get through everybody. So don't make them too long questions. Just just be thorough about it.
You want to go ahead and respond, Dom?
It was a lot. First, Wolf, thanks for, you verified a lot of people to join the group, which is why, I gave you the authenticator role. So thanks for your service in that. I know you're not one of the most involved staff, like you said, but I still appreciate that. There were a lot of times in which I would go in to verify people and they were all already done. So thanks for that. Obviously, I can't remember everything you said. You did say, what if she actually was 15? Again, I knew she wasn't. What else did you say? You said I didn't really defend myself, and yeah, I didn't spend. I guess I didn't spend all the time defending myself because there was just a lot to go over. But like I said, I said and did those things because I was investigating. I was trying to do that counter investigation and see where it was going. I was just pretending like an actor. All right. There are actors in Hollywood that are very good and very convincing at what they do. So I guess a lot of you guys felt like that too. Yeah, I guess next question. There's too much you said and I just can't remember it all.
Earth, would you like to go, or can
I? Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and say my piece about this whole situation. So Don, I think you screwed up in a lot of ways about this. Even if it was trying to protect the group and everything about that, I just don't think you did it in the right way.
Agreed. Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah. Because of what you did, we had to basically, me and the rest of the staff had to do damage control because indirectly, because of that video, all of our names were listed in the group in roles. And
Are you serious? I didn't watch the vid. I didn't know that.
yeah, it was. And I will get to that. I will talk about this, and then I'll talk about something else. Because of what you did, I would say in some degree endangered a lot some of the staff that in the group, and we had to do pretty much full damage control and make a statement about it. And I had to rush a statement out, which I didn't want to at all, but we had to protect ourselves from this mess because of what you did. Now, I understand that what you thought you were doing was justice, and and you saying that you knew that person wasn't 15 years old, but there's this thing called context, and I hate to say it, but not a lot of people have it, and it was mainly just because you were like going into the trap thinking that you were trying to one up the person. You basically screwed yourself over, and I don't know if it's I don't know if it's really because you wanted to do that or because of more darker means, but because of what you did, it made you look like that. And it was even more justifiable that it made you look like that because there were messages in the chat that said while you were talking to them in the beginning that they said that they were 15. And I'm a person who always tries to believe people before I make judgment on them. I always try to give people benefit of the doubt. But I went into that video not thinking that what I was gonna see was true. But when I saw that evidence in those DMs and everything, that was the point where my heart sank because I saw everything, and I saw the moment the person said that they were 15, and you still interact with them, and you just didn't block them and move on. Like it hurt me a lot. I really don't know. This whole thing was really stressful to me because I had to deal with what you had done, all the stress that you put on us, the staff, trying to do damage, like I said before, trying to do damage control, and because not only did you make yourself look bad in that situation, Don, you made all of us, the staff, look bad indirectly. And I think you had a little bit of arrogance there that what you were thinking was doing was justifiable when it wasn't. Because I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you were doing it for some type of justice or if you were doing it for the reasons that we're talking to you about now. But you put more people than yourself in danger because of this.
My intention was that if there was a landmine, I'd be the one to take it, which obviously happened, but it looks like what happened was it didn't just, affect me, it also affected you all, and I'm truly sorry about that.
And was that all from you, Where?
Yeah, that's my piece.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and go now. Yaan hasn't told me if they're going, and I don't even know if he can speak. So I'll fix
Yeah, I
that
can.
if
I can.
Oh, you can? Do you want to go now, or I'll go last?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
I would
uh,
prefer to go last. I also just want
all right.
I quickly just want to let people know, if you don't want to speak, just DM me your questions and I will save them for you. But go ahead. You can go, Yaan.
All right. So I mean, I'll keep my piece pretty brief, but I last night I was playing some games with people. The video had already dropped. I kind of knew what was going on, and then I just started getting random DMs from people. They were like, "Hey, what's going on with Don? What's what's happening here? We don't we don't have any updates on this. Blah 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 blah." And that was kind of random, and I was like, why am I getting DMs of everyone? And then I got a few not very nice, somewhat malicious DMs that were kind of it happens when there is I guess VRChat drama in general. Doxing is a thing that I guess everyone leans towards. Yep, a lot of people in VRChat are very into that type of thing, and whether it was from somebody just giving me a dox for some reason, or they'd message me and be like, "Hey, I'm working on a dox of blah 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 blah. Can you send me all the information you know?" And I got a little sick of it, and to be honest, I just got off and went to bed. I woke up the next day with 140 messages, and most of them were just complete garbage of people like just saying, excuse my language, saying shit that I don't need to know. I don't need to hear it. I don't care.
Same.
And it was it was slightly frustrating. And I know this is a big situation, especially because of, the people that Don's friends with. Don has a lot of friends, and that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing to have a lot of friends, but because this happened to Don, and Don is a big part of the community, I understand that the downfall of everything happening to Don is also kind of happening to our community. So to keep my piece a little short, I guess I just want to say it's unfortunate that it went the way it did. I don't necessarily agree with predator hunting, etc. It's not something I'm super into. In my opinion, it's a very forced way of getting people to admit things that they wouldn't necessarily have done if they weren't pressured into it. But I still understand that what happened, and so I can't necessarily say this didn't happen. It just it sucks that the downfalls on our community. I don't really have any questions for Don. I watched the video. I know what happened. I talked to Ergbla a bit. What a weird name. And I have all the information I need. I don't really have much input or question to give other than it just kind of sucks what happened with community wise, and I hope there is some way that our community can get past this and not take any more random hits, like from even just reading the comments on the YouTube video. So many of them are like, gross, I'm so glad I didn't join this group, and it sucks. That's pretty much all I have to say.
All right, thank you, Yaan. I guess I should go now. But to be honest, I want to make a statement like the rest of you did, but I could talk about how I never get involved in drama, and that this is like the one time that I'm personally invested in it. But if I'm honest, none of you care. All right, I don't care. None of you care. I don't get involved in drama because I don't like this shit, right? But to cut to things now, Don, you barely fucking addressed anything at all. You just tell us, is this real or not? Just answer that now. Go ahead. Is it real?
Well, I mean, I saw that it was a rabbit hole, and that, if something were to happen, I'd rather it happen to me than you guys. So,
Don, I asked you
I
a
took the
yes
hit.
or no question. Is it real?
What specifically? The DMs, the interaction?
Did you have DMs with someone that claimed to be 15?
Yes, because I knew that they weren't 15.
I do not care about the rest. Yes, so it is real. Thank you. That is, you in that entire statement went over groups of people that may or may not be involved and just happen to join the server because, I don't know, a big video was made. You've talked about someone else's TwitLonger about toxicity in VRChat streamers and several other points, but you did not say, yes, this happened. Not a good look. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go through the people requesting to be in queue. I just need to say that. Like, you spent that entire time and resulted it in a vague threat that these people are gonna go after us once you're gone.
Yeah.
When I'm gonna
really...
be honest, I've never seen these people even try to interact with this group in the past. This is the only time I've ever seen Kazuto or anyone that I know of his little fucking cronies try and join this server.
that's not true. There's been other times you guys just didn't know about it because back then I was the one that was getting everybody into the group and stuff like that.
Uh-huh. I have questions from other people.
Really quickly, I'd like to say something.
Go ahead.
Before that, back what Alpha was saying. You, I don't get this whole justice thing. You knew that going into this, if you did this, that talking to a 15-year-old, and it be them having the records for it, saying that they were 15, and you still wanted to interact with them all this stuff. How did you not know that would look back on you, Don? How did you not know that? Because the first reaction we would have all had if we saw proof of someone, of you talking to a 15-year-old and them saying way before in the conversation at the start that they were 15, and you still agreeing to all of this. How would you not think that would have looked bad on you?
I mean, well, for one example, back in 2018, I don't know if they're here or not, but back in 2018, I had a friend, and he was 16 back then, and I'd only see him every once in a while. We were in a similar circle of friend groups, and just talk to him. Never did anything, right? And 5 years later, here I am. I'm drinking with the guy because he's 21 and I could drink and he can drink, and I see him every once in a while. So it's, I mean, I know that there's like a risk when it comes to stuff like that, but that's not always the case.
Listen, Don, I understand that, like, dude, I know there is bad in the world, and most of us want to try to resolve that evil and try to make the world a better place, but you got to do it carefully. You got to do it in a way that does not make you look like a pedophile, dude, because you made yourself look like a pedophile there. Like, on God, you made yourself look like a pedophile there.
Well, thank you for saying that it made me look like that, but I'm not one because I'm not. So thank you for saying that.
Well, but how are we not supposed to see that and not think that, Don? With all that video evidence too, with what you did with the person. How are we not supposed to think that? You literally could have just said, "Oh, you're 15, block. I'm done with you. Bye." That's literally what you could have done, and you would have avoided all of this, Don. Literally all of this. I understand that you have a sense of justice when it comes to this, probably a sense of justice when it comes to type of stuff, but there's a thing called you were too much of a hero, Don. You were trying to be too much a hero. Cause you made you acted like, I don't know if you acted selfishly in this manner, but what you did almost basically incriminated you and made the rest of the staff and all of us look bad in public.
Yeah, that wasn't my intention. I'm sorry about that.
I need to ask something.
Well, it happened.
I need to ask something before I get into the couple questions I've got from people here. What was the point in doing some counter op on someone claiming to be 15? Like, I don't understand
Generally.
that. I don't. It doesn't make any logical sense why you would continue on with someone that has already told you that they claim to be 15. Why you would then go and continue on under some... What do you get from that? I don't get it. Where does that take you? Because the only place it takes you is here, where you are now. So either you're just blatantly stupid and didn't think about that, or there was something behind it? Which is it, Don?
I just wanted to see where the rabbit hole went to and see where it led to, and it led to these groups that I've been dealing with.
Don.
Okay, but again, why did you? I get it, but like that is not an excuse to do that.
Okay.
If they said they're 15, you should have just stopped.
Yeah,
Okay.
If you did this for righteous reasons, then you literally fell into the trap.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, then you
Sorry.
basically incriminated yourself as that.
So I'm gonna read the other questions from people here. One, I'm not gonna read names. If you want me to read your name, tell me, but I'm gonna assume you want to stay anonymous. One, if it was a counter-op, why didn't you record any of it before, or tell anyone else of it before?
Well, for one, you guys know that I'm not a streamer. I don't have like any recording equipment or anything like that. So I didn't. I guess I was ill prepared in that aspect, but I just
Maybe
didn't
it's the
think
free
about the
program you
time.
can download.
Okay. And what was the other question again?
Why didn't you even tell anyone this was happening? Why didn't you record that you were doing this, or tell anyone that this was happening and you were doing this? Because if it was a counter-op, why didn't you? No one else knew that you were doing anything like this.
Because my intention was to try and look out and protect you guys. That I was dealing with all this shit. It's on my shoulders and no one else's.
Don, if you would have told us about this, if you would have told us that you were doing this for this reason, we would have probably believed you beforehand, and we would have had your back.
I would have just told you to not. It's stupid in the end.
Yeah. And we most likely like the alpha said, we would have told you not even to do this because this would have. Oh my god.
The other question I have, why did you start deleting messages after they confronted you? Why?
So for those who don't know, pretty much every weekend on VRChat, I do drink, and this happened on a Friday night, and you know that meme, watch this, hold my beer. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what happened.
That did not answer my question at all. Why did you delete the messages after they confronted you?
Because I was drinking at the time. I was inebriated, and I wasn't thinking clearly.
All right. That's all from me, I guess, and from the questions. You can keep sending me questions. I'll ask them when I get them between people. But there is one person going to go before the first here. First is Andrew and then Macrackle, and then on from there. I'm going to bring up, let me find you. I don't remember how to say your name, so I'm going to let you say it. Can you try and speak? Hello? There you go.
Hi, my name is Lorena, and I am the one that was messaging Don. I will state that straight up first. Yes, I am the one that did all the messages, and yes, I was the one in the video that was getting collared by Don. So I will state that straight up and up front right now. Hi, I am not an OG of VRChat. I do not deserve to be in this server, but thanks to your, wonderful mods and the people here, I have the opportunity to speak and say stuff. Now, listen. Don, I don't care about your Alice in Wonderland mentality that you have that I'm going to see where this rabbit hole goes, but I want you to know that you should not do something without informing people, because you have made a fool of not only Earth, Alpha, but a lot of your staff. And I am not in charge of how UG edits his videos. I am just there to do the messages and to do the expose. I am not in control of how it's edits. All I know is that we we definitely know that the staff do not condone this kind of behavior, and I will apologize on my part that if it seemed that way to all you guys, I am so sorry, because this is the first time I am speaking to you guys, so hello. Now, the one thing that I'm going to have to say to you, Don, is that even before you asked this girl's age, or the girl that I was playing as, you straight up were like, why are you into older men? Or something along those lines. I can pull up the messages and read it word for word if you want, but all I will say is that you sent a picture of a caller and then didn't even ask the age. And I had said, hey, I'm 15. Yeah. And you said, and I can bring up the quote right now. And you know what? I'm going to do this because I am going to speak it in your words, because I think it is better said than me saying, I don't remember what it said. And because you know what? I will bring up evidence because it's in the video. Anyone can look. But hey, right here. I said, right, let's see, right here, at 10:20 p.m. my time. I'm 15. Some people make a lot of big deal out of it. And even though we aren't going to meet IRL, smiley kitty face, LOL, I would love to be your pet. I'm still pretty new to VRC. And right after, not 2 minutes later, you said, that's fine. It doesn't bother me. I appreciate your honesty, and I'm down for you being my pet. That is a full statement from you in the text message. And if this was your quote unquote, I'm going to do an op so I can expose these people that are trying to expose me, I have to say to you, I had no correlation to this group until I looked at your profile and went, oh my goodness, this guy is a part of a group that I have friends that are a part of, who I got worried about because obviously these messages were coming through. So right after I had pretended to go to sleep as my character on that account, I basically asked my friend, said, hey, you part of this group? I didn't tell them anything. It was between me and Ugg. And I had to go through a mental thing of holding myself back to not message one of these staff members and say, hey, this guy is messaging this. And I was waiting for Ugg to do it, and I had messaged him saying, this guy's pretty big. This is very concerning to me. I have friends in this community. And we were like, okay, we need to discuss this. And I voluntarily did do the caller thing to get in on evidence and stuff. And I would want to, and to bring up your point about Twitch streamers and everything, you know, it's really concerning because I want to be a Twitch streamer and I don't have the proper setup for it, but I can still record on OBS. And I don't care what you say because I don't believe you. I have my side and I firmly don't believe you. It's not because of this expose and everything. It is purely because there are so many comments, so many Twitters of people saying that you're a creep, that you wanted to get Airbnbs with these women, that said that you wanted to unsolicitedly do inappropriate things with you. Now, I want you to answer this. If that video didn't come out, and one of those people out there, I'm not going to say names, but there are names out there. If one of those people out there had come out with a TwitLonger about you and said, hey, a long time ago at TwitchCon 2018, wherever fucking TwitchCon you were a part of, and said, hey, this happened to me with this guy, something would have come out eventually. What would you have done? Or is this are all these girls and people such, and some streamers that I'm not going to name, that have said things on the comments that said, hey, this guy's a creep, he used to stalk me. What do you say about those comments?
So, first of all, the stalking thing, I haven't done. And if I was, then I apologize because that was not my intention. So I don't know where that came from, but you said it. So what I would have done is what I'm doing now. I would have, answered questions. And I would have spoken to anyone who, want to talk about it, which I have. I'm doing it here now. I did a couple voice calls with people one-on-one last night. I'm probably going to be doing more of that tonight as well. But I would have talked about it, been frank like I am now.
That still doesn't excuse the amount of, hey, maybe some of those are not real, but there's an excessive amount of common stories out there, is what I'm saying. Like, this is not just a, yes, you talked to a 15-year-old and you continue talking and you deleted the chat logs. I was there. I watched them all delete live in person. But it is just disgusting and morbidly scary. The fact that beforehand, you had said you went to a convention before, and the fact that all these girls are like, yeah, I got Airbnbs and this guy was following me at conventions, we met up and stuff. I know you said you were intoxicated and you were drinking. You were at a convention beforehand. You said that on the messages, I believe. And you're intending to go the next day. What about that?
Yeah, so I didn't go the next day. So what happened was I bought that pass, and before I was dumb. I should have looked at the events beforehand. So I bought the pass thinking that there would be stuff that I was actually interested in doing there, and instead I bought the pass on a Thursday night because it was early access, right? So I showed up on Thursday night. I got my pass, which is a weekend pass. It was my intention to use it over the weekend. And once I looked at the schedule and stuff and saw that there weren't any events that I was interested in, I just stayed home. That Thursday night when I spoke with you,
Okay.
when I first spoke with you, that was the one time I was at that convention.
All right. And I only have one more question because I want everybody else to go on this, but when it comes to just everything, like the whole pet play and playing into it, why did you play into this? Like, if you were just trying to expose, why did you play into this knowing you have to know. You have to know. Even I knew the risk of putting my name out there. Ugbook had asked, hey, do you have a Twitter and stuff? And I could have said, hey, no, I want to stay anonymous. But no, I needed to put a face to this because this is a very serious issue that now I'm, putting another thing to this that I say that, what the fuck? You have great staff member here and they all took a hit for you. They didn't even take a hit for you. They did take a hit. And you are just getting just bloodstains on you, and you are walking away like nothing happened. And you use another person's TwitLonger. You're not making sense. And there are just other accounts of just not just talking to 15-year-olds. People just saying that there's creepy behavior and stuff that you're doing, and you making people uncomfortable. I can't vouch for them, but I read a lot of comments. I've gotten messages. Not just your staff. I've gotten messages from people. And it's heartbreaking. It's fucking heartbreaking. And I cannot state enough that I do not believe your story. And this is my opinion, okay? And I do not agree how Ugg did the editing on the video for the staff screenshots. And I feel horrible that the staff got ripped to shreds on that and they had to make all their statements really fast. But going into this, I had only been 1 or 2 days into doing this. I can tell you the dates exactly, and you were my second bust. That is how shocking this was for me. And this sucks because I didn't want it to be true that people out there are fine with meeting a 15-year-old or saying stuff like that to a 15-year-old, because in any case, it should be a no. I do not want to talk to you and block, because there are people like that out there. And I think that is what you should take away from it. I think you owe an apology to every single person in your staff. And I do not want to hear, but you can keep saying it because this is your common excuse. I wanted to go down the rabbit hole. I don't care about that statement. It is stupid. I will say that straight up. And I am sorry for saying it like that. And I'm sorry for being aggressive. But to me, there is no liable excuse. I was there. You said all the sexist things, like how women should properly be and stuff. And it was disgusting. Okay. I am sorry about being emotional about this. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, this is all the things. And if you do use the excuse, this is my final statement. I'm sorry. I'm adding more to it. If you do use the excuse that I knew she was 18, on Never Met, you can technically download the app, have a Discord account, link your birthday, and pretend you're 18. And the only way to actually check if they're 18 is to get a blue check mark, which you need to link with a phone number and everything, and take a picture or something. You need to do a whole verification process. And I do know that account does not have a blue check mark. There are screenshots of that account. So if anyone asks about that question, because I know that was going on, and I did this all voluntarily, Don, so don't think that I was, forced to do this, because I do know some people were coming saying, oh, this was because somebody said this would just be for content and stuff. Like, no, I did this voluntarily because this is an issue that needs to get out, and I'm glad I did, because seeing the messages out there are disgusting and horrible, and I hope to God those aren't true, because if those women are saying what they're saying that's true, that is horrible. And I hope to God that they say that they have a voice now, because that is my whole entire thing with this, is keep your chin up high, and you have to be strong in this scenario. And Dawn, you really messed up. But yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna stay here, but I'm gonna mute. So I hope.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sorry.
I'll mute you again. There you go. All right, thank you. Next, I don't have any messages from people to ask for anonymously. So next on the list was Macrackle, because you swapped with Andrew. Try and speak for me.
Hello?
There you go. Hello.
All right.
Floor's
Hey,
yours.
Don. I really wish I was talking to you under better circumstances. But oh my God, you have messed up so badly, and I am really, really angry at you. But for everyone in here, I'm going to try to keep this a bit more brief, because we have been here for almost an hour and a half. So I'm just going to ask a few questions I feel like a lot of people have been wanting to ask, which is, you went into this, you're claiming that you knew she was not 15. How? Simple question. How were you so confident that this was not a 15-year-old? To the point where you had sexual conversation with them.
Well, like I said earlier, I have a sister around that age, and I knew that she wasn't that age because she was clearly older than my sister. So, and I've talked to my, sister, giving her advice and stuff too over the years.
So your excuse is that you just thought. You didn't know, you thought. Is that correct?
No, I knew, and it's not an excuse. I'm just telling you.
No, it is an
I'm just
excuse.
telling you.
That's exactly what you're doing right now. This whole time, you have taken over an hour doing your whole speech, listing off an entire TwitLonger, because you have wanted to just waste time to muddy what's going on, because you wanted us to stop focusing on what's really important. What's important is that you had sexual conversation with someone you thought was 15. I don't believe any of your story. I don't believe it. You need to have a really, really good reason to be as confident as you are that she was 18. At least 18. And your true response is that, oh, I knew because I have a sister and she talked like my sister. I'm sorry, but that is bullshit. And I am so upset with you. I was a really good friend to you. And I had stopped talking to you for a while because I heard some incredibly concerning things about you, and I could not let those things slide. And I always wondered that maybe, it was all wrong. That maybe I had not made a bad choice. But after all of this, and especially after your speech, I know that I'd made the right choice. I also wanted to ask that you seem so confident that this was a special operation to take you down. If that's the case, then first off, why did you go so in detail with all of the fetish-specific things? And I want to be clear, I'm not trying to, shame you for your fetish, but you went very in detail with it. And essentially, you engaged with it. And if you knew this person was a fake, an operation against you, why did you also tell them personal information about yourself? You mentioned in those DMs that you used to live in South Carolina, that you were 3 hours away from Charleston, and that you're now in Oklahoma. Why would you be comfortable giving that to someone you know is trying to hurt you? That's why I don't believe you, Don. It doesn't make sense. And I'm honestly not. I am not going to be surprised if you don't have an answer for me. So let's just start with the first question. Why did you go so in depth if you knew that this was a special operation against you? If this was for justice, why did you go so in depth with it?
Again, because I was just acting and playing the part.
Okay, so you were playing the part. All right. Why did send? I'm guessing that's your reasoning for giving them a ton of personal information.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think what this is going to come down to for everyone is Don's going to stick to this story. And I think it's on everyone here to decide if we believe him or not. I think that this is an incredibly weak defense. When I had watched that video, I had a feeling that it was going to be some very weak evidence against you and that there was going to be a few things that were concerning, but it wasn't going to be that bad. But after I saw that video, I sat back, felt disgusted, and just my first thought was, this is one of the most damning things I've ever seen. And you have completely failed to defend yourself here. You have not given legitimate answers that have real, concrete defense. And you went on and recited an entire TwitLonger with the intent of trying to make us feel guilty for going against you. You acted like a protector to everyone here. You said, oh, all of these bad people are going to come for you when I'm gone. You were trying to make everyone feel guilty to get them on your side. I, going into this, was disappointed, but now I'm mad. I am so angry that you would try to make people feel guilty for you to save your own ass like this. I've asked my questions, and you're clearly, going to give me these incredibly weak answers, so I think I'm done here, and we can go to the next person. But thank you for allowing me to speak. And Don, you have hurt some people that are very, very close to you, and you should be extremely ashamed of yourself. Be a better person.
Thank you, Macrackle. I got one message from a person. Do you want me to read this now, or would you like to work on that and ask it later? Just DM me it. But for next we have Andrew. Okay, I'll just read it now. If you give me 1 second. Don, is this how you wanted this to end? You haven't watched the video, and it seems to us that you are not really trying to defend yourself. This is a big deal that you need to make us believe you right now, or it's gonna end. Gonna be the end. I can't see that you have actually done this. Sorry, I can't read. But you're not defending yourself, and your name calling, and your name calling all of this terrible stuff, horrible stuff. I don't know if you want to comment on that.
Yeah, I do actually. So actually, Andrew, I'm really glad that you asked that question.
That wasn't from Andrew,
because...
by the way. That wasn't from Andrew. That was an anonymous
okay.
one.
Okay,
if
well then
people
whoever
DM me, I will not be giving names.
Okay, fine. So whoever asked that question, you know, I was planning to say this after or later after all these questions, stuff like that, but I don't know how to say it, but I'm kind of done. I mean, and I don't mean like done down like, oh yeah, you know, you're destroyed. Yeah, I get that, but I've been here for over half a decade, and I don't know, like I've been like thinking of a way to like get out and like do stuff, you know, off VRChat. And I guess subconsciously I kind of figured, well, you know, if this goes belly up, then that's over. It's over for me. And I was just kind of, I don't know, like maybe I was hoping for it. I mean, what? Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's the worst way to go. I get that, but I mean, what else is actually going to get me off of here? And yeah, I mean, after this, I'm going to, you know, Earth did a good job, and after this, I'm going to transfer ownership of the server to Earth. And the problem with the group, though, is at least the VRChat group, is I can't actually delete the group unless everyone else leaves. So I can't leave the group, the VRChat group. I'll show that
I'll
real
get in
quick
touch
if I
with someone
can.
about that. Don't you fucking worry. I'll get in touch with
Oh,
someone about that.
okay. Well, sounds like it's handled then. But yeah. So I mean, I'll just give it all to Earth, and then, you know, Earth and the rest of the staff can, you know, do what they want. But I just like I'm sorry, but and I just I think I'm just ready to go, honestly.
Something I'd like to add to that is, Don, because of what you did, I don't even think we can have a group anymore. Because you ruined the reputation of not only yourself, but the OG group in itself. You ruined all of this. And even if you transferred ownership to me, which I still will happily accept, I don't even know if we can piece anything together anymore.
Again, I'm sorry. I'll still, you know, give you the ownership and all that stuff, but you know, thankfully there's still a lot of other old VR chat groups out there, like Ancients of VR Chat and Legendary Users, and 2017 VR Chat community. So you know, if you know everyone does want to, you know, empty out of this one and go to those ones, then of course they are more than free to do so.
Great. Next up is Andrew, as mentioned previously.
Yeah, Don. So, Macrackle already took quite a bit from mine. So, when you said about how the military defines sexual intercourse, that is correct, penetration. But the thing is, because he lied about our age and even says he was 15, you still sexually talk like that, which is still sexual actions against a minor. That can still go against the court of law, with evidence at least. So Macrackle already brought up the point. A lot of people did as well. But you said you didn't stop because you wanted to see where the rabbit hole went. Is that correct? Just yes or no?
I didn't quite catch that question. Sorry, you said I wanted to see where the rabbit hole went.
Yes, you stated that when you were explaining.
Yeah, I've said that.
Okay, thank you, Macrackle, as well, that you wanted it to become ILL too. Now, you said when did you start messaging hall? Was it on a Friday?
Well, hold on. I never said
You
that
did
I wanted it to
say.
be IRL.
Okay, well, my apologies. Macrackle, you can pull up a picture, thank you. But we'll get back to that. But you said that you started messaging hall on a Friday, right?
It was a Thursday night.
No, it was not. It was on a Tuesday at 10 something p.m. from what the screenshots showed in the video.
Okay, I would have to look back on that, but
Yeah, that's fine.
I swore it was on a Thursday night because that was the night I went to that convention to pick up that badge.
No, that's fine. That's on the
Wait.
last week of December.
Wait,
and
wait, wait,
almost
wait,
New
wait,
Year's.
hold on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that first message was on Tuesday, and then I think it was a few days later, and then it was Thursday night.
I'll have to look
So,
through the video again.
I stand corrected there.
No, that's fine. I mean, it was New Year's after Christmas, almost New Year's, so, days messed up, COVID messed up. I'll give you that one, of course. But still, when someone says they're underage, you should just stop. Now, here's the thing as well, which you fucked up big time, and I'm hoping no one does this, but you met up with a lot of people in real life, so people know what you look like and know your name, and they know what your job is. You offered me a place to live back, in 2018 when 2019 when I lost my house, which was very kind of you.
Yeah, you're a
But
friend in need.
yeah, of course. But now, you met up with a lot of people, and because this came out, people know what you look like, and they know your name now. So what you did, you not only did you fuck yourself with this, even in VR, you may have just fucked your entire life. Because I'm pretty sure if the commanding officer gets wind of this, I don't know if you're going to get an honorable discharge penalty. I don't know how the army works, and I couldn't join it myself. But still, we're all adults here. We do not need someone to defend us from some dumb class Whipple group was relevant back in the old days. If you are, thanks, but we're big boys now. And what is it called again? I forgot. The tip of my tongue, sorry. Alpha, help me out here. The new update vrchat did to get with the client.
EAC.
Yeah, thank you, EAC, sorry. But yeah, because of EAC, there's not been that many. Now, if people are talking shit about your friends, I understand defending them. I do that too. Because, John, me and you, we drank, we made a lot of jokes, the groups we hang out with, like, all of that. But jokes aside, like, when someone says they're underage, just stop. I wish I could get more into what I wanted to say, but Macrackle kind of beat me to it. But also the way you spoke to her when she when she lied that she was 15 is still no. Like, I don't know why you thought she was line battle age when the app didn't have the checkmark by it. Which, Lauren, I think I said your name incorrectly, and Macrackle brought that up. They made a good point. But still, why would you do this if you wanted to get out? You could have just got out when they say, hey, I'm going to retire from VR like a lot of other people have done.
It's just because I think VR chat at this point has just been an addiction, and I really just I had to cold stop it, and that's it. It's been
But
cold
was
stopped.
that really worth risking the rest of your life if this gets wind in the real world? That's the thing. Because VR is VR, yes, but actions on the internet, that's the thing. Net anonymity. We act the way we do because we're behind the screen. Wulf is in digital forensics. That's something I wanted to do. I'm in cybersecurity. So, I understand what he was coming through. So, we're protected, but the things we say can still be traced back to us and have consequences in the real world. Are you not afraid of what's going to happen if someone has any malicious attempt, malicious, you know what I mean, to do something about it in the real world? Are you not worried about that by chance?
I mean, it's too late now, right? So
Yep. It is too late. Let me check my notepad real quick to see if I covered everything. Okay. Oh, well, that's pretty much it on me then.
All right.
But
I'm gonna
yeah,
I'm gonna
okay.
I'm gonna mute you again. Send you back to the
Sounds good.
gallery. All right. Next up, I haven't got any DMs. I'll quickly check. Nope. I haven't got any DMs from questions to ask, so I can jump straight into alert. Give me a second. Hello.
Hey, do you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now. What's up? All right.
So
Floor's
Don,
yours.
why did you have to like ruin your whole life like for this? Like, why did you have to? You didn't need to do that. You had all your friends backing you up, like even before this, bro. I'm not a big part of this community. I don't talk a lot. I don't talk at all. I'm just here. But like, you didn't have to. You can go to prison for this. You know that, right? Like, that's a serious thing. Like, whatever's on the internet stays on the internet, bro. You can't delete that. But it's like, what made you in your right mind? What made you say in your mind that like this was a good thing to do? You know, like what made you think that was a good thing talking to a minor? You know, I'm not trying to beat you up or anything, but like, why'd you do it? Like, what made you think of doing that? Like, that's the answer that I want, really.
I mean, I already gave all the reasons previously. I'm not going to go over it again.
Because I didn't hear most of the story, so I don't know if someone can patch me in for this thing.
You just repeat it, Don. Like it's probably just easier to repeat it. I don't know.
I didn't mean DMs did. But like
Yeah,
the thing is
just
like, why you deleted all your socials? Like what? Trying to hide more evidence or something? Like what?
no.
You deleted your Twitter. You're probably gonna delete your VRChat account soon. So like, there's no, you can't hide anymore. It's already, the evidence is already on there. So.
Yeah, so for the Twitter thing, already, you know, I was planning when I went to the new year to just reduce my usage on social media anyway. So, so that's why I just said I'm done with Twitter. I said it on Twitter that I just spent a lot of time on there, like looking at other people's posts and like retweeting and liking and stuff like that. And I've just been spending a lot of time online, and I'm just kind of done with it all. I'm done with Twitter and VRChat and just everything else. I'm done.
Like just the gaming world, or just like.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I haven't really like played a game in like
Well,
2
I mean,
years.
you didn't need to go out with something this big, Don. You could have just like just left.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else, Alert?
That's all I got, bro.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good day. All right. Got another question. Okay. I'll break it up into two. Did you watch the video?
No.
Why did you not bother to watch the video?
I don't even like pics of myself like IRL or even hearing my own voice. I hate it. I have a real aversion to it, and I just didn't want to deal with that. And I was drinking at the time, and I didn't want to see that either.
All right. Thank you. I
Can I ask a question, please?
go ahead.
How many more questions are there? Because there's other people I told I was going to call them and stuff, and I have a lot
I'm
of other
afraid the
people.
list is very fucking long.
Okay.
Like, you probably should have considered that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I mean, I did, but
if you want to tell people to get in here, so they can listen, feel free. As I said, this is gonna be on YouTube. Well, this is recorded. I'm sure more than one person is recording, but I will make sure everything's on my YouTube. The full VOD will be on here. Well, the full length of it will be on there. All right. I'm not allowing that. Also, yes, you're in AwkwardCynic. Though I'm gonna break protocol a little bit, because I've been told about another individual that I feel it's very important to allow to speak. Earlier. So if I just unmute them real quick. Julie? You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You can go ahead.
Don, why did you think this was, like, why do you think this was a good idea to do such a thing? You know dang well I looked up to you, man. And you gotta do this? Why? It's just why in general?
I know you missed most of this conversation, but at the time, my intention was to protect people in this community by dealing with this shit myself, so nobody had to.
Protect
And
people? Are you
yeah,
fucking serious?
yeah. I mean, obviously hindsight's 20/20.
I regret everything that we did in TwitchCon, Don. I don't want to see anything from it. I'm trying very hard not to even scream at you right now, because I am so ashamed of you. I regret ever being with you at TwitchCon. I hope you know that. I don't want to talk. I don't want to speak anymore.
Okay, that's fine. 1 second. There we go. Yeah, okay. Thank you. I had another question from someone. Need to find it. So this is in response to you saying you were too drunk to watch the video. If you were too drunk and you didn't watch it, how could this be planned at all? Except the fact that a lot of this was planned by me.
Could you add additional context to that question, please?
Well, you said you were drunk, and that's a reason why you didn't watch the video. So how could you have planned your response?
No.
Or
I said
what to say in your response?
No, I said in the vid I was drinking, not that I
okay.
was too drunk to watch the vid. Yeah.
So wait, that makes even less sense. How could you do some big justice counter-op if you were drunk?
Because I figured it would loosen me up and it would just be, easier to, to play along with it. Yes, I know I'm fucking retarded.
Okay. Fuck me. Okay. Next is Mcloven. Let me just find you in the list real quick. Hello, Mcloven. Oh.
Hey, so I don't normally talk, but Don, I don't even normally come around. I want you all to understand this. And I'm not going to speak on behalf of everybody, but the fuck, dog. There's a lot of people that look the fuck up to you, and you really want to stoop that low, dog. I don't really have a question for you, dog, because that's how fucking heated I am. That's how fucking pissed I am, because I trusted you. Of all fucking people, I trusted you. I literally had the worst, shittiest time of my life this year. I lost my dog. I lost a lot of things last year. And you know what? To hear you do some fucking petty, stupid fucking shit like this to go talk to an underage girl? To get your dick wet? Bro, who in the fuck in the right mind would do that? Huh? Answer me that! You understand me? Do you understand where you're at this fucking point? How much people are fucking hurting? Because of your stupidity? Because of some stupid rabbit hole? You wanted to play along with it. Yeah, bro. Dude. Even I think that's retarded, bro. If you're underage, you cut the fucking line. I don't even fucking want to talk to you. You understand me? Like, and you just said, fuck it, I'm gonna ride it. Literally, I'm sorry, everyone. I'm literally genuinely mad because there's one good thing that happened to me this year, and I'm not trying to have it ruined by some dumb fuck that wants to go get his dick wet. You understand?
That didn't happen.
No, I don't care if it didn't happen, bro, but that was the mentality. I saw the messages. I read the shit, bro. I watched the video. And you have been dodging too many motherfucking questions, dog. There's a lot of people here that even, you know, I'm not going to speak on the behalf of the rest of everybody, but fuck, we know, bro. We fucking know. And the fact that you fucking threaten me and everybody here, I want you to know, if I ever see you, Don, ever, I'm not going to hesitate to clock you in your fucking jaw. You understand me? I won't. I fucking won't. That's how much I trusted you. But you fucking made me sick, bro. I'm sorry. I'm done.
You're cool.
Fuck.
You're cool. Got a bit heated, but it's fine. Oh, God. Yeah.
I would like to say to everybody, at least try to keep it semi-cordial, please.
Guys, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go vomit now, and I'm gonna go change everything to Earth.
Okay. I see.
Oh, they're gone.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. Nah, I love
Okay.
that. I love that. No. I fucking love that. Nah, I fucking love that. No, because we all knew this was gonna. Let's be real. We knew this.
We all
Yeah.
fucking knew this was gonna happen.
We all knew. We all fucking called it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That was a lot at the end there. That was a lot at the end there.
That's the
Yeah.
fireworks.
Nah.
What the fuck?
Nah.
Dude, I feel like I got really emotional there. I am so sorry.
You're good. You're good.
You're
It's
You're
okay.
good. You're okay. You're good.
He needed
Alright.
to hear it though. He did need to hear it. So
It
you're
is not.
justified.
It is
my
also
God, my
not
DMs.
very likely, but I know it's not technically, anything about him or anything like that. But when I told some folks about in his Discord about what he did and what we did together in TwitchCon, someone in his group pretty much called me a fucking liar and thought I made that whole thing up. And I kid you not, I felt really upset about it. Because I've never expected someone to call me a liar and make something up like that.
All right.
Well, actually, considering the fact that this is going to be recorded, I think we can still go through everybody and have what they want to say because
Yes, all your statements are going to be recorded for the record.
yeah,
For the core record, we have vrchat v Don or Don v vrchat.
yeah.
For now, if everyone, I'm gonna sort of I'm gonna skip a few people ahead because there's a few people that I know what they have to say is very, very important to get on record, and I say this very truthfully. Actually, Lorena has to be unmuted. I may as well unmute her.
We get it. We trust you, Alpha. Or who's doing this?
No, you guys can go first.
I was gonna say,
Sorry.
I'm gonna go with Vergo first. So there you go, Vergo, and then I'm gonna do Bunny afterwards.
Him here so that I could speak to him and ask him these questions because he's the only one that will hold on. He's the only one that will know about the Oklahomies. I wanted to ask him about the whole defending shit. I'm sorry, I'm 37 years old. I didn't ask anyone to defend me and to go through VRChat trying to risk their life or whatever the hell he just said for me, myself, and I when I am a grown-ass woman and I can do it specifically on my own. So I wanted to ask him about the Oklahomies, which now I'm just going to have to DM him myself. When it comes down to the drinking, he can't blame it on the drinking. So I was going to talk to him about that because him stating about the drinking, saying like, oh, well, I was drunk doing this. No, I'm sorry. When you drink, your true self comes out. So him stating that he was drinking and typing this all to Emma, aka Lorena. And even though she even stated that, I'm sorry, I want to tell you the truth, I am 15. And then he's like, I'm fine. Tell me why he still went along with it, like so that he can to take a jab like for all of us and to protect us from who? I already know the underground people. They don't go after any of us unless they are provoked by something that's going on within the community, which a lot of people have came up through Twitter, and as you can see, through the DMs of what he has done and what he has been saying to people, making people feel a little bit creeped out and more. So if they're going after him, it's for a specific reason. None of us have to worry about shit. I have never had any of the underground people from Laughing Coffin, Watchdogs, none of them come after me because I don't do anything to them or to literally state like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and do this and this. Yeah, if I went ahead and did what he did, yes, they will be coming after me. So whatever he's been doing within the community, not on a business standpoint, they're going to go after him because it's a creepy predator sort of thing. And a lot of girls are coming up saying exactly what he has been doing. He has not done anything to me specifically because he knows better. But I wanted to specifically ask him the question about the damn server that me and him are both in when it comes down to the Oklahomies. And if there is any underage people in there because he wants to do meet and greets and everything like that. That which scares me now because of this shit. So you mean to tell me that you're drinking and that that it's okay for you to say all this shit to a quote unquote supposed 15-year-old that you think is not 15, but you're still gonna go ahead and go along with it and act? I'm sorry, no. I'm gonna DM him all this shit anyway, and I'm going to talk to him. Even if he doesn't want to hear me on Discord, I can call him on the phone. Because this is complete bullshit.
Okay.
I think
like
half
a lot
the
of
group
us
has their number.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us are very close friends with him. And a lot of us didn't even get to speak.
Exactly.
To tell
He didn't
him.
He didn't give
Well,
us the chance to
Um,
talk, I guess.
you can
Sorry.
still phrase it as if you're talking to him because it's a recording. So,
I'm
just
going to be honest. I don't mind. This is just for the record. It's only
yeah,
right that
yeah.
I get you
We
all to speak.
we
Yeah,
need
we're Yeah, we're continuing the
Dude, he
recording
didn't-
of the call, so he
We
at some
need
point will
to-
have to watch it. He'll
Yeah,
watch it
we
real
need
quick.
to get
He
everyone's
won't.
statements on
He
how they
won't,
feel,
but
and
at least
it's only fair.
there.
Yeah, it's
noted
only
for the
fair.
record.
Um,
It's all fair for everybody who want to speak can speak.
Well, then my question is, in the Oklahoma
Ruvyar,
server.
hold on. Sorry, I was gonna say Ruvyar.
Yeah?
It was notified when we started that it was being recorded. Sorry if you weren't here at the beginning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Then my question is for the Oklahoma VR server that we're all in. And I'm hoping to God that there is no underage people in there. And if there is, does the owner of the Oklahomies know what the hell is going on? And if there is anybody that is underage in the Oklahomies server that we're in.
Thank you.
Because everything else, like, I just need to talk to him specifically.
I'll allow you to do that. Thank you. Another person originally wanted to go last, but I think I'm gonna allow now is Bunny, because they had something very specific to share that they've shared with me, and I'm gonna let Gloracle go because he needs to go soon. I'm gonna try and not be off the list too much, but I'll do my best to make sure everyone gets to go. So, Bunny.
Hello, hi. I have been having a lot of just, whoa, I don't think I can speak, actually.
You good? If you want to wait a bit, that's fine.
Yeah, let Gloracle go.
Okay. Ow. Where's Gloracle? There you go. Gloracle?
Hey. How you guys doing?
Good.
I'm gonna take this as if he's here, just so that I can word it properly, okay?
Yeah, please. Yes, please.
But, Don, baby, we literally go way back. We've met each other IRL. We are in driving distance of each other before you moved. You've met my family. I've heard of yours. Man, we have talked philosophy, all of the other things, man. It's so fucked. But what I don't understand is that you knew what you have in the table. You know what you're capable of. And then I've warned you about the drinking. I've warned you. You get expressive. You get stupid at times. And you know. But fuck me, man. What the fuck am I gonna tell my mom now? This isn't like I just met you yesterday or like last week or like last year. We're going on like 5 years, man. Who prepares you for this? That ain't right, man. I had something more constructive, but I know I'm late to the party. I didn't hear everything, so I don't want to repeat nothing. I'll watch the video and all that, but I can't believe you, man. That's it. I can't think. I got nothing else.
All right, cool.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I gotta.
Bunny, I'll let you message me when you want to speak, and I'll let you go. I guess I'll just continue going from where it was. Fuck. Look. Oh fuck. Sorry. I'll just need a second. Fuck me. Oh my god. Okay. Next up was Sylvyy.
Sorry, I just came back. I had to rush and grab me a drink. Oh god. I don't know where the fuck to begin of the amount of pain I feel. And I'm gonna speak as if he was here too. Don. You and me, I don't even know you that much. I don't know you as much as everyone else in the room. a lot of people you've spent more time with, and I understand that completely. I'm a latecomer. I played 3 days in 2018 and then kept going on a long dead account that can no longer be gotten. And I was lucky to be let in by you, and I thank you for that. But sorry, my breathing is getting caught up, but holy shit. Holy shit. I'm fucking... Oh, I need to regain myself for a minute. I may have not known everyone as long as you, but I know you as someone I could have trusted. Heavily. We worked on VRCon together. I was the first year, one of the first few people who helped found this shit nearly. And you came in and helped a lot of us big time. I looked up to you. You were the big man. You were someone I thought I could, you know, tag along with and actually have a good friendship. And then after I got in here, I was so happy. I felt like I belonged, and I had made the friends, and everything that I wanted came true. This shit. This shit. There's people in this VC right now who are crying, heartbroken, and destroyed because of what you caused. You have literally broken something that can't be repaired. If this group on Discord and VRChat is glass, you just took a band-aid to it after you just threw it at a brick wall. And just said, most excuses. Some was true, but you admitted to what you did. You literally blew out a hole in your foot and quoted some other shit trying to be better. There's someone who came to me in my DMs after I DM'd them because I saw the news on Twitter. They wanted to stream today. Now they ain't gonna. They are heartbroken. There are people that are not even in this server that are hurt because of this shit. And believe me, I am pissed. I'm despised at you. Disgusted. That was a Nerf gun, by the way, for context of recording. But I'm despised and disgusted. And in pain. Oh, please, if I owned a gun in this economy. But...
Gonna hit you. Try to keep the threats of violence to a minimum,
Yeah,
please.
let's
be reasonable.
Do not make threats of violence against individuals, even if you're mad at them. Thank you.
Sorry. Just...
Yeah.
I'm shaking, so I'll mute, but I am
You're good,
fucking... Yeah.
I'm gonna let one person go and then Bunny, again. Because Bunny's told me they're a lot calmer now. Sorry, things get a little bit hectic. I'm gonna do the best I can to manage things. I'm sorry you have to put up with my terrible management. Eamon, you there? I promised you I would make sure you can speak before you had to leave.
Hello. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
I don't know if Don's gonna watch this or not. He's probably not. But Don, I was fucking hanging out with you just the other week. I'm literally getting packed to go overseas to Japan, and I'm at work and I find out that you're fucking dabbling with little kids. Dude, what the fuck, man? We talked at TwitchCon about aviation the whole time. Bro, you have a fucking career at Boeing. Why would you do anything to fucking jeopardize that? That is... Being drunk and thinking with your dick is not a fucking excuse, bro. Like, if I were to do this shit, I'd get court-martialed and sent to federal prison for the military if I pulled that shit, dog. You know better. You have a high fucking paying job, and then you fucking pull this shit. You better fucking hope this doesn't reach your company. They'll fire ass so fucking fast. I'm fucking pissed, dog. Like, we were fucking cool as shit at TwitchCon. What happened? I get it. I get it. You like to think with your dick, dog, but you gotta learn how to control that shit, man. That's how you get fucking in trouble. Just how you fuck yourself over just now, dog. I don't even know what to say to you anymore. I'm so fucking pissed. I didn't want to lose a friend before going to Japan. I'm already kind of sad because I'm leaving a bunch of shit behind for a few months. But bro, fuck. I'm done. I don't ever want to hear your name again. I don't want to be associated with anything from you. You lost all fucking respect, bro. I'm done. Goodbye.
All right, thank you, Alan. Yeah. Bunny.
Hello, sorry about that earlier.
You're fine.
I did actually I had to write down what I wanted to say because I can't think for the life of me right now. But I'll start it with, and it actually kind of feels like an injustice that he wasn't even man enough to be here for me to even say it to him, if anything. But I hope he hears this. Don, I just wanted it to rest here that I wanted to share my experience that I've had with you publicly. I'm glad that I did not let you get what you wanted out of me in the time that we had spent together at TwitchCon in 2019. Before the Airbnb was set and finalized and who would be there, we were picking rooms, picking beds. He decided that I would be the only person who shared the bed with him back in that time. And I had brought a whip for shits and giggles. I brought a cat o' nine tails so people could have fun. And while we were having a party, he was giving me passing glances and stares, ones that I didn't reciprocate, but I would notice when he would pass by and he would give me those looks. And it came down to it being nighttime, and we were all in bed. Everyone was crawled up, getting ready to fall asleep for the next day of TwitchCon. And we were at the far ends of the bed away from each other. There was no physical contact until he had said, "Hey, do you like massages?" And I was like reluctant about it. I was like, sure, why not? Everyone's shit posting, fucking doing some shit at TwitchCon. He and I were not sexually intimate. We never flirted. It was never like that. It wasn't. But I'd scooted in closer, and he had started rubbing my back, started rubbing my shoulders, and started reaching around to my chest, and then said, "I can also give titty massages," and started to actually rub on my breasts. And I had pushed his hands off, and I said, "I'm not into this. I'm sorry about that, but I just really want to sleep. I'm really tired. I'm not into this." And I had rolled to the farthest edge of the bed, and I just quietly went to sleep. And we stayed around. He got the message. He was rejected in that time, and so I can't remember if it was like the very next day or so, but when people would pop in and out, like walking by the door, I was going through my duffel bag trying to look for clothing to put on to go and enjoy the day at TwitchCon with everyone. And he sat on the bed. He did that several times with me. He sat on the bed and he was like, "Why don't we close the door so that no one else can come in? Because I just really want to talk to you." And I was looking over and I was like, what the, if you want to, I don't know what we could talk about. It wasn't a serious conversation. It wasn't anything like that. And I felt really tense. And then when he got the message, I wasn't trying to like reciprocate with him flirting with me. Even then, he eventually got up off the bed and then walked out of the room, left the door open for me, and I felt really physically relieved that he just wasn't like skulking around trying to do something with me. But the last day of TwitchCon, the very last day of TwitchCon, it was him and I. The door was closed, and I was packing up my bag. And he had said, "Hey, I know this is the last time we're going to see each other. Can I have a blowjob?" And he was sitting on the bed with his hands in his lap, and he looking like a fucking sad pitying me, fucking like a. He was just like, hey, can I please, can we, a little something, and I was just like, I joked with him. I made a joke. I role played with him because I know he takes that shit to fucking like reality. Me at the time, my name was Miss Agent Fox, and I told him verbatim. I said, I don't really think we should be mixing businesses like that, the agency and the mafia. And he took it thankfully to fucking truth and said, oh yeah, no, you're right. And that was the end of that. But he has tried, like I said, during the entire time of me being at TwitchCon, in that time, in that place, trying to do something with me. And he is notorious for this behavior, for all of us who have known him for the years that we have. And this isn't a secret, and it hurts that this is something that comes out like this, especially that it's ongoing. It's a constant. It's not for anyone who's caught off guard and surprised about this. You haven't seen it. You haven't seen, besides he picks and chooses the light on. I don't understand any of these self-defensive shit of the military formed me, or I took the bullet for you guys. That is not an answer. That is not an answer. You chose to do this. You choose in your day-to-day life how you choose to spend your time, with who you choose to spend it with, in what manner you choose to spend it with. And I distanced myself immediately after that. And I blocked him, I removed him and such, and he's harassed some of his friends as well. I'm not going to name them, I'm not going to say their piece on their story, it is their story, but I am not alone at all, and I am glad that there are other people who have been in those positions to understand fully who he really, truly is. And I think that is all I have to say, and it hurts. I couldn't say that to his face because it just means he's going to keep running, and he will never know how much it's just disturbing behavior to have to anyone, regardless of dynamic, how close they are to you, to anyone. And that's it. That's all I had to say. I just wanted to share my experience. So.
Thank you.
Thank you for your bravery in saying that.
Thank you, Bunny. Thank you. Next up is Nylon. If they should still be here. There they are. Hello?
Hey. Can you all hear me?
Yeah. Floor's yours.
All right. There's a few things I wanted to bring up. First was, he said he had a little sister, right? That he knew that she wasn't like 15 because that's not how his little sister acted, right? So the problem I have with that is my little sister is 18. And she does act like that. Not to me, but she does it to her friends. So I don't know where he was going with that. Another thing I want to bring up is he said the army, correct me if I'm wrong, but he said the army only considers it a crime if there's penetration? Or did I word that wrong?
I think they only, like, he went on about penetration.
It's only intercourse if it's
Yeah,
penetration. Yeah.
something like that, yeah.
No. Yeah, no. So, while yes, there's one topic about it, it is a crime. I'm not saying that. Because that is penetration or not, there's two different types. There's harassment and assault. He was doing harassment against a minor. That's still a fucking crime, even for the army. Thirdly, I wanted to bring up, it's like, this wasn't on the record, I don't think, because I don't think you were recording the earlier. But everyone here was worried about, at TwitchCon, was Hug, who was 19 at the time, and going to, say, TwitchCon. So, y'all were all worried about him. And y'all are getting help to help me here, I don't remember much. Oh, yeah, so y'all were worried about Hug. Last thing, I don't know how many of y'all have ever drinking with Donnie, VRChat, IRL, doesn't fucking matter. And the way he acted in that video, he was not drunk. And I don't know if you're, are you recording the little courtroom chat we have?
Yeah, I've got it open. I think
Okay, good.
think that my Discord stopped being recorded for a bit, but
Yeah, he was not drunk for that. That's the last thing I have to say. I'm gonna talk with him more, probably later in DMs. But that's all I'll say for that video, for the recording.
Well, can I add a point to that, if I may?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I have the raw unedited footage, by the way, because obviously I was recording it from my perspective. And I will say this, I don't believe I'll edit it out, but if it was edited out, there is a section of the video that he's like, yeah, when I'm drunk or high, I get really horny and stuff like that.
No,
which is
yeah, no, that wasn't it.
Yeah, basically just him admitting that he was not intoxicated. And I know he wasn't intoxicated because I've been around people who are intoxicated on VRChat. And yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I would give you that point because you are completely right and this should be stated because I heard everything he said. I kind of wish I got him to admit more. Hearing all these stories is just horrible. Bunny and Julie, you were just fucking amazing, and I'm so glad you could say stuff. I really am happy that, and I'm sorry that all of you had to find out this way. And I can't apologize for him. I really can't.
It was
I
better than
also
not
wanna
finding out at all.
I
Sorry.
also want to make a point as well. Bunny, I just wanted to say, when I was in TwitchCon with Don, I had the same experience. From what I'm assuming, he actually, he was more, I don't know how I can say it. He was kind of egging me on trying to do it with him, and I only did it, and I basically, well, it's hard to say, but he was actually my first time, and that's what hurts more, because he basically took that was supposed to be special, and I thought he was a special person. So that's why it kind of hurts to know that he is this kind of person. Like, he said that my first time it's supposed to be with someone special, and at the time it was like, and at the time I really thought that he was actually a very special friend to me. So hearing this about him, it's not only making me mad, it hurts to think that I trusted a person like him. And due to this, I feel so ashamed of what I did with him. I was so naive. I feel really ashamed. But I wanted to say that you were very brave to say your side of this, Bunny, and I'm sorry that you had to deal with such a thing with him. I do apologize for cutting into this. Sorry.
you're
I can mute
fine.
myself now. I'm sorry.
I'm happy for people that have experiences that they wish to disclose to come in. Next up is Zaku. There you go.
Can you hear me? All right, let's go. So, first off, I wanted to say that I've known Don forever. There's some people in the chat here who say I'm in support of Don because of me being neutral here and just wanting to get this done civilized and normal without, screaming and stuff. And now I get people who are upset, get people who are emotional. Happens in court too. In real courts, it happens. But we're moving on. Anyway, there was a couple things that I wanted to ask Don personally and get some answers to. However, I don't get to do that now, so, you know, that's that. However, there's one thing that I want to say, you know, before the other things. It's one of the more important things. And some of you might be like, how could you say that shit? And that's okay. I'll accept that. I'll accept the madness if you guys say that. Absolutely. What I'm about to say is based on both philosophy and some religions. And what it has to do with is forgiveness. And before y'all, whoa, what the hell, forgiveness? I'm not going to forgive. You're not going to forgive his crimes for being like, it's okay. The forgiveness comes to let go of your own resentment, because if you hang on to anger, it brings you down. So I'm not going to sit here and be angry with Don any longer. I've been angry with Don. I don't condone anything that he said. And I've been angry with him. But now that this is over, and he now says, okay, I'm done. He left. To me, and with the defense he's provided, to be honest, I don't believe him. So I'm taking the side of him, especially when he said the counter investigation stuff. It kind of just fell apart for me, and I was like, I wish he could be here, and I wish he came just apologizing for what happened instead of pulling all this tons of information, right? Tons and tons of information that didn't have anything to do with this. And there was one special thing that I noticed, and it was attention deflection, where something happens and you're like, I did something bad. Here's something else that's bad. So in context, or in contrast rather, not context, I'm not as bad as it seems. And there was a lot of that, as he was saying, in his defense. And as somebody mentioned earlier, with the long Twitter thread, personally, I think we all agree that what the fuck did that have to do with what was going on? He was trying to point fingers that vrchat was fucked up, right? And we can all agree, and we can even agree the fact that predators and stuff, not only on vrchat, but online, it happens so much. And I think the biggest shock to us is not necessarily that something like this happened. It's the fact that somebody we knew so well was the one to make this happen. So in a sense, you could say, as our friend, or prior friend, it was a big spit in everything that we've built, and all the years we've spent, and all the laughs that we've had. Now, I won't say there was somebody previously who said, I regret everything I've done with you, and I completely understand where you're coming from, and it makes sense. Absolutely. It makes sense, absolutely. But for me, I won't regret the past, because it means that I will carry on the hate within me. And hate, somebody else just uses that space in you. So I won't sit here and talk about what the Bible says and what Buddha says and what Stoicism says and all of this. But just the fact that me carrying on hate for this person, for his crimes, will only make me suffer. So I don't forgive him. In a sense, it's okay to do that. But I forgive him in my heart so that I don't have to think about him anymore. And I wish he apologized and said, I'm sorry to everyone. I'll leave and never come back. And that's good. Then I would be okay. We're good. Sadly, I didn't get to personally tell him that, you know, I'm no judge, and nobody here is a judge, and we can't literally say I forgive your crimes. However, I can't sit here and like, I hate him so much, because what can happen? As you all, some of you maybe will do later, you will probably jump on vrchat and you'll start talking about him. You'll start talking shit. You'll be like, I can't believe this shit. Blah, blah, blah. The stuff that happens then is that the pain of the situation now gets longer and longer and longer and longer and longer, and it won't end. So the forgiveness is less for Don and more for yourself. Forgive yourself the mistake of believing and or being friends or whatever makes sense in your mind. And then you need to let go of that. And when that's gone, the pain's gone. So most of my questions, and y'all might even think I'm crazy, but I'm gonna hit up Don later. And I got a couple questions that I want personally answered. He told me that he would be down for that. I'm not taking any requests, and it will not be recorded. This is just between me and him. But I guess as a final ender to Don. It's really saddening. And I'm not angry with you. I'm not going to scream at you. As somebody previously said, I'm not going to punch you if I see you. I still want to see you eat. And I still want to see you happy, just not at my table. Just not around me. Do it somewhere else. Devote yourself to changing your ways. And if you can prove to us that you, or prove to me, somebody may never want to have anything to do with you, right? Of course. But if you I'm going to use the Bible as an example here. God says, I will forgive your sins if you devote yourself 100% to me. Therefore, now never committing any of those atrocities that you've done in the past. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm some kind of God, but like a father loves somebody, if your son did something absolutely horrible, you can't just instantly stop loving your son, but you can say, you're no longer welcome in my house. I don't want to see you, but I'm not going to sit here and wish you death or wish you pain, because it won't help anyone. And those wishing for punishment, the emotional, makes sense. But in reality, I've been convicted of crimes, and I'll be open about that. I won't say which ones. So those of you who are close to me in this call know all about it. I've talked about it. And thankfully, the judge that I got saw in me something that I didn't see, which was the fact that, I could change. And I did some things that I'm not proud of. However, it is important to say that I don't regret any of those things because they made me who I am today. And the crimes that I did do, I'll say it on the record, did not hurt anybody. It was not towards one said person. It was just something that I did that the state doesn't like that you do, to put it that way. And I changed my ways and I put it behind me, and I've grown a lot since then. So I understand everyone's anger, and I think everyone here understands everyone's anger. But it's important, it's super important. And it's not for Don's sake, it's for your sake. The longer you carry on the pain of the memory of what's going on, it's going to tear you down. It's going to tear you down and tear you down, make you feel like shit. So in Stoicism, there's a quote. I know I'm kind of rambling on here, but there's a quote where you can't control the emotions nor guess what another person's thinking. And it applies to the weather as well. Somebody who gets sad, it's raining, it's windy, that ruins my day, right? It's the same when something external happens with a friend or something like with Don now, we're all upset. But I can't let that be a major setback in my life, because that means his sin, his crime, now goes over to me and over to everyone else. And so I don't ask any of you to forgive Don, but give yourself the freedom to forgive and to forget so that you can move on without the pain. And that's really it. Thanks for listening. I'm here every Sunday.
Thank you. I kind of want to add on to that because I do see a lot of discussion about that. Part of the reason I want to continue allowing people to speak, not just so anyone that has had experiences with Don can speak up and tell us what he has done or how he acted, but it's so those of us that are emotional can allow ourselves to let those emotions free in their own little way. You're not wrong. Blindly hating Don and not just allowing him to scurry away to whatever cave he goes to next will only end up hurting us more. I don't want any of us to have to feel that. I want us to get our emotions out now and allow us to be stronger and not let this pass, because that implies that we want to ignore it, but let this horrible thing be something we can look past and and continue on without. Anyway. Sorry, I may have missed a few people trying to get added to the list. That is completely my bad. It's very hectic. I'm doing the best I can. Next up is DAG. If you're there.
Hi, I'm DAG. Yeah, hi. I joined OGs of VRChat back in last December, and I've known Don, I guess, online for quite some time. I'm really surprised to see all this happen, but wow. I was pretty overwhelmed. And one thing that I actually did pick up was in both the group roles and both on VRChat and the Discord, it does say yes. This is pretty much intended for adults only. There's references to like drinking, smoking, etc. Everything here is for basically the adult crowd. During my time spent in the OGs of VRChat group instances that were hosted almost, what was it, weekly, monthly, almost half the time that I spent my time there always was a minor or two. And I'm not going to name names, but Don particularly did not take care of that problem. If he was intending that this was an adult group, why was he letting minors stick around? I'm pretty baffled. I personally didn't know that this was an adult group until just like a little while ago. But the fact that he wouldn't look out for his own group, if he really wants to protect us, is just kind of shattering to me. I don't know if he's drunk while moderating these. He would probably use that excuse, but just absolutely. I don't know if there's any minors in the Discord right now. God help you if you are. But I'm so tired of him, and he did not moderate where he needed to, and it came back and bit him in the ass.
Is that good? Is that all?
That's pretty much it. But yeah, Don definitely did not moderate where he needed, and definitely I am. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just a little bit still baffled by everything. But my heart goes out to the victims, Bunny and everybody else. So love you guys.
I see you all fighting about me giving Zom a spot. Okay, I do know Zom. I'm close with Zom, and I know Zom only has something quick to say. So for now, I'm just gonna allow you. So go on, Zom. Hurry up. I'm timing you.
No worries. All I wanted to join, like I only joined back just to say this specifically. I heard earlier that Don was using the excuse that he was drunk that night, because if I recall, this all happened December 30th. There was an event from the VRChat OG group on December 30th. I was there. I have multiple people who were there. Krieger, Assassin, my girlfriend Puppy, we were all there. I was drinking. I asked Don to drink. Don barely was drinking. So the fact that he was using alcohol as an excuse for his actions is rather upsetting. I wanted to provide context that no, he was not drunk. He barely had anything to have. If anything, me and Krieger were the only ones who were pretty much drinking. So it angers me knowing the fact that he comes out here using intoxicating substances as his excuse. Which leads me to my next thing, quick, whereas if you're going to have that as your excuse, clearly you shouldn't be drinking or you shouldn't be smoking. Nothing like that if you're just going to have that as your excuse for your actions. Using alcohol as your excuse is not the move, and clearly he was relying on that a little bit too much for the fact that he wasn't even drinking that night. I literally came home from my dad's, hopped straight onto VRChat, got into the group, and he was there. I asked, it's just our classic, shots kind of deal. He did not have anything. I don't recall ever him having even a sip with me. That's all I wanted to say. I'm sorry for butting in between other people, but I just wanted to provide context that I thought was necessary to the conversation at hand. You can mute me now.
Thank you. Okay, back to the list as was. Maskino, you should be next.
Hi everyone. I know for some of you it's been a long time since you heard me. As for Don, you know, pretty fucked up you left, not gonna lie. But it's even more fucked up you left before you got to hear from other people, especially like Bunny and Julie. But I'll keep mine short and brief and mostly professional. Look, man, I haven't heard anything at all that I didn't that made sense to me at all. Not since I talked to you. And honestly, last night I wanted to bite your head off as soon as I found out. I was doing my best not to, and again, trying not to lose my composure as it is. But I held out hope all day that you would have some sort of golden Excalibur you can pull out of your ass and fucking keep yourself in good graces. But I told you it was a zero tolerance thing, and this is I haven't seen anything to sway my mind otherwise. Your excuses don't make sense. Your reasoning doesn't make sense. And as many other people pointed out, you say you were drinking, but other people are saying you're not drinking, and you didn't sound that drunk. We've been pretty messed up before in VR chat together. So, yeah, man. Overall, I think it's fucked up. I think you fucked up, and I think you fucked up more trying to threaten us afterwards. So that's basically it, man. Say I'm hurt is an understatement, but I like this is it. That's all I got for you, man. I don't want to associate with this if your best comeback was, oh, I knew, but, and then threatened me in the same sentence. But anyway, that's it. Most everyone's already said their piece. Everyone's got all same points at this point. So I'm done, and I'm done with you. I would say.
Love.
All right, man.
Next up is Legoman, the Uganda man. Should be able to speak.
Alrighty, is my mic on now?
Yep, you should be able to speak.
Yeah, I've been having some audio issues, so bear with me if I do cut out randomly. So, I was gonna say, like, I did watch the video, and him saying, well, I know they're over 18, like, that's not relevant, because, like, what if that was someone that was underage, and he just straight up did that shit? It's still unexcusable at the end of the day. And I know he's not here now, which is kind of funny. He should have just stuck around. But yeah, that was one of the questions. Second one, like, I saw where he was, like, really throwing other streamers, I guess he collaborated with in the past, under the bus, which has nothing to do with what he's being accused of. I don't know if that's just to, like, divert all the attention away from him or something, which is kind of a really shitty move to make. And I'm sorry I didn't get everything written down. So I'm kind of just going as I go.
You're cool, just speak your mind.
And also, I don't know, I've never really met the guy. And I guess I'm glad I never did meet him. I guess I've never met Don, which is a good thing. Now, I know some of the staff in here, you probably know who you are. I mean, I'm sorry that you got thrown under the bus with this guy as well. And it's a pretty shitty situation that y'all shouldn't have been thrown in for. That's... trying to think of what else. Shit.
We're just doing what we can do.
Yeah, there's doing what we can do. But yeah, like, the OGs of VR chat, I don't know if it could recover or it may never recover. Because Don basically tarnished the reputation of the group. I mean, just from an outside perspective, like, people would see the video and be like, oh yeah, the people that work for the OGs of VRChat, it's like X and Y. Even I hate saying that. I'm just taking an outside perspective.
That's why I made a response video to it, denying all that all the staff had nothing to do with Don.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah, you're good, EarthToBound. And by the way, what's up?
my thoughts on the group so far is that for us, the like smart decision is to rename and sort of rebrand everything. But if I'm honest, that's future us. I want to focus on now and allow everyone to get their emotions out. So, oh fuck, I'm not doing very good at hiding, am I?
Yeah. So all I'm gonna say is like a lot of these excuses he made up, like it's the alcohol or whatever the fuck it is. It's like that's one of the worst excuses to ever make. The dude didn't sound drunk. I could tell because I've drank before. I think most of us have drank in here. We know if someone's fucked up, like drunk. So it's kind of obvious. In the video where he got exposed, he does not sound drunk at all. He sounds sober, pretty much. Even if he was a little bit drunk, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
And I know earlier some people were talking to me about the memes. Yes, I will calm the memes down a bit.
They're quite funny.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, I mean, you gotta, I mean, I do have a, like, I'm kind of dumb when it comes to memes, but I mean,
Is there any more you want to say about Don?
Man, he done fucked up. I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's all I gotta say. He done fucked up, and that's coming from someone that's been on this game for 6 years.
Alright, thank you. I'm gonna send you back now.
Moment he knew he fucked up.
Oh god.
I'm sorry.
Fuck, I hate. Next up is Raw Tomatoes, who I can't find in the list. Hold on. Discord, thank you. And you wanted Darft? Who was it? I don't remember how to say the name. You wanted Darft as support. You should both be able to unmute now. Unless I messed up.
No, you're good.
I don't
go
know.
ahead and go for it. Rob, I don't want to say her real name, but hey, Tomatoes, go ahead.
Did I not unmute them properly? Hold on. This is my bad. I apologize.
Yeah, they're still muted.
I think they have to still unmute themselves on their end too.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Great. She still needs to unmute.
Are you on push to talk?
She's on her phone at the moment, so I'm thinking she's having issues. Well, I'll go ahead and say my
What's up?
say.
One second. Earth. Damn.
There we go.
Am I working now? Is this good? It's all great?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, hi. Sorry. I was on my earbuds because I didn't want. Anyways, I don't know where to start. I'm kind of coming in to this from an outside perspective, sort of. I didn't know Don for long, but I did meet him. I showed up to one of these, OG groups, like these OG group nights. I hopped in there, I was hanging out and everything, and that's when I met Don personally. And I was drinking, we hung out for a bit and everything. And for some reason, he got really excited towards me. Like, really wanted to be my friend and everything, really wanted to, you know, see me again and everything. And the only reason why I'm talking about this is because I haven't read much about any of this. I haven't delved into it, but just seeing the baseline of it, I already believed it because of how I felt towards him, the vibe he gave off, just my experience towards with him. And I feel horrible for everybody involved. That more on a more personal level, I feel awful, and I'm so sorry for everybody. That takes me to my experience with them again. Sorry. I met him that night. We hung out, and he added me and was saying like, "Oh, I want to see you again so badly. Like, please come to more of these. Oh, guys, we need to like clone her. We need more of her here. Like, this is great." And all this, just really, really like excited over me, or just, you know, it was odd, but I was like, oh yeah, okay, sure. He added me to the group, he added me to the Discord, he added me on Discord, and it was very strange because I never really talked to him after that, but he kept pursuing me. And what I mean by that is sorry, I'm really upset over this whole thing, and it's really hard for me to stay on track. Sorry. I'd be hanging out my own time, and he kept joining me and asking like, "Oh, are you coming to the VRC group? Are you coming to this? Are you coming at this time?" And I'd be like, "No, I'm hanging out with my friends. I would love to, but I'm hanging out with my friends." And I'd be hanging out with other people who are part of the VRC group, right? And he would ignore everybody. Ignore everybody and only come straight to me, and it made me feel very, very uncomfortable, like he wasn't coming for me, but coming for something more than that. And I should have saw that sooner, because a week into me having him as a friend added on Discord, he sent me an invite to his Airbnb for TwitchCon, and I barely knew him. And I didn't know what to make of it. I was very freaked out because literally I only met him like 10 days prior, I'd say. And I never responded to it. But he kept coming after me. I have recordings of my VRChat nights, and it's always him coming in out of nowhere and asking like, "Hey, can we do this together? Hey, can you come hang out with me?" And he always gave me a bad vibe. And so I am not surprised, even without looking at anything. I believe it 100% on the situation, and this is coming from an outside perspective of me, like someone who's barely associated with this, and just getting a baseline feeling with Don. I understand it completely, and I believe everybody here. To the girl that was here that like was told that they were lying, fuck that, hell no. I believe you 100%, because if I got that feeling after the first like couple times of me meeting him, like I don't know. It just makes me mad that this even happened, that I was even associated with this guy as well. I'm glad I kept my distance and everything, but I just had this horrible intuition about him that something wasn't right. That's why, God damn it, Lego Man, sorry. Again, I'm sorry if I'm rambling or anything like that. It's just, I wanted to give my perspective on this, especially since he made me feel so uncomfortable. I'm sure I could have talked about this better, but I've been having really bad anxiety over this whole entire situation for everybody. I felt horrible seeing it, hearing it, and I just I wish the best for everybody, and I'm just like, I was so mad. I ended up talking to Darft for a while about my experience with him to see if it was even relevant or okay to talk about. Like, I wasn't initially going to talk about this, but I feel like since I'm kind of an outsider, it would help. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
did believe it was relevant because of the TwitchCon stuff, like him randomly inviting people to the Airbnb.
yeah,
Especially
especially because
someone
I
that
don't know.
he didn't know very well. It's one of the things that kind of caught me offsides with that. But
I have the screenshot and everything if it's needed, but yeah. And I'm not sure if this has any relevancy, Darft. I don't know if you think it does or not, about like how I appear to everybody else, and maybe
so
he's attracted to that.
when did you meet Don exactly?
I'd say end of July, start of August.
Okay. So, if you don't know, she is very, I would say most people would see her as younger. It's the
Unfortunately.
easiest way to say it. She is very younger. I've known her for years. But when she told me about her experience with the TwitchCon thing, I from past TwitchCon experiences, I kind of understood what was going on there. I'm not sure exactly his main, approach to that was, we will never know he left. But at that same time, I thought it was relevant for her to, I mean, for her to at least bring it up. The, for just people in general, be safe, be careful. Especially people that you don't know right off the bat.
For sure. Like, go on, sorry. I'm getting
you're
like
okay.
mad by the second for everybody.
It's okay. I just wanted to say my side, or my piece. I'm about to head to work, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it real quick, if that's okay.
Sure. Of course. Yeah, go ahead.
So I've
Go
known
Darth.
Don for 5-6 years. It's been a while. I think it was like end 2017, early 2018, when I really got to know him. We haven't really hung out until had to been mostly the past 3 years. But I've known him for a while. I'm just really disappointed. Like when someone told me about what was going on and I saw the video. Thanks to Vergo, I really couldn't handle watching the video, but Vergo was like, "You need to watch it, no matter how." Like, I'm not kink shaming anybody. I mean, you're into your own thing, but look, what the hell? What does he mean by? He's trying to say he's a martyr. No, man, you fucked up. Take your licks. You fucked up, man. That's about it. Sorry.
You're fine. Yeah, did great. Thank you.
Thank you. It's extremely disappointing where such a prominent member of the community and a lot of people had respect for the guy can do something like that. And not saying anything like to especially like Bunny and them. I had a lot of us didn't even know about that. And there's times where we hung out on vrchat and he was there and I had no idea. And I wanted to apologize to them for that because I was oblivious. So I hope all the victims and the person who was, I can't remember your name. I'm so sorry. The person that was in the video that this happened to, I hope that y'all can have some peace with this being done. So, well, that'll be it for me. Sorry, guys.
Oh my god. Okay. Only a few left. AwkwardCynic. Cynic. Where can I find you? Yeah. Up next, AwkwardCynic. You.
Hello. How's it going, everybody? So, I've known Don for almost 4 years now. I will say that out of the time that I've known him, I've never gotten to see this kind of side of him. I've always known him to be a standoff guy, like a standoffish kind of guy, but I never could have imagined something like this. Don, if you ever watch this again, man, if you watch this VOD and you hear what we have to say, just please listen. Like, there's so much anger and frustration brewing among all these people who are so fucking disappointed in you, man. So fucking angry, upset, confused. Why the fuck you would do that? That's me. That's Uzi. That's Maskino. That's fucking Z. That's Assassin. That's everybody that we fucking roomed with at TwitchCon. That's fucking Sylvyy. That's everybody. It is so goddamn frustrating why you are willing to do all this kind of shit behind people's back. Like, I respected you, man. I honestly really fucking respected you, and it just goes to show it meant fucking nothing. All these people's admiration meant fucking nothing to you, and I'm gonna take a breath here. I spoke to you last night when this news first dropped, and I asked you about the messages, and you responded with the same thing you told us here. Well, she wasn't actually 15, she was 18. No, you don't get to get off on a fucking technicality. The reason we are upset is because whether you knew or not, which I'm calling bullshit, as most people are, you do not get to get off on a technicality just because dick did not go in pussy. All right? The bottom line is that if you have any shred, any minute fucking amount of dignity left, any kind of moral compass, you will admit your wrongs. You will fucking just own up to it like a fucking man. And no, you do not get to get off by blaming the fucking military. I was in the fucking military. I was in the fucking Marine Corps. Mask was in the fucking army. Uzi was in the fucking army. We do not stand for that shit, and you fucking know it. You don't get to use the military as an excuse for your fucking degenerate behavior. All right? Don't you are not only disrespected me, disrespected everybody here, disrespected the military you served. Like, you, it's too much information at once right now, and I'm surprised I'm holding it together as well as I am right now. But despite all of this, man, despite all of this, like, I'm so angry with you. I'm so frustrated. I'm so confused, but I don't hate you, man. I don't hate you. I like, there's a very short list of people that I could say that I don't care, that I could care less if the person is cold and alone in a ditch, and I struggle to put you in that section. You have to do fucking better, man. I don't want you to suffer, and I don't want you like, I know that, some people have brought it up in the chat, but like, I don't want you to take some sort of drastic action because of this. Like, I know this could be a very stressful situation. The last thing any of us need you to do is to take some drastic action because of this shit. Please, for the love of God, get some help. Own up to what you've done. Please. That's all I've got.
Thank you. Yeah. Fuck. Next up, Magickappa, I believe is. I'm probably butchering names, but I don't think you will mind. There you go.
Nah, you all right, man? I just want to first off thank you, Alpha, for conducting all this, and being able to deal with all of this, chat included, along with everyone else that's in here. I also want to thank everyone else that was staff wise, for coming and talking about things. But in general, I will say to Don, buddy, you fucked up hard. There's no coming back from this, unfortunately. Like you made so many excuses during everything you were talking about, and it boggles my mind how much IQ I've lost from whenever you were talking. In general, I honestly really just not upset. I'm just ashamed from you know being like ashamed of just being around you as a person. Not that it was like bad or anything, but it was in the sense of you really did a lot of bad things and you have to atone for those things. And you legitimately have to apologize to people instead of running off because you're just leaving things up to everyone else. There's nothing about it. You have to, and I mean you have to be on your fucking knees and apologize for forgiveness. There is no possible way you think that it will all blow over if you disappear, because little do you know, you will be, if you come back in any capacity and you try to, toss everything, everything that was said here aside, it will haunt you because the digital world will never forget anything you've done. Doesn't matter. It'll always be brought up until you address it, deal with it, and understand that your mistakes have absolute, and I mean absolute, horrid consequences if you don't understand what you did wrong and if you lie to yourself consistently about it. I don't want to even consider you as a human being, but being a civil person, I kind of have to. You made your mistakes, own up to them, but then just leave. There's no point for you to try to worm your way back into something that you've tainted. But that's just me. And I'll pass it off.
Thank you. Next up is MattyDeath, who is right there. Okay. Sorry, I'm blind.
Yo.
Go ahead.
Dang, this is the most poppin' the server's ever been. I'm gonna point out some fucked up shit with this whole conversation, everything that's been going on with it. A lot of you guys have been more worried about the blame that's being put onto him. A lot of you guys have been more worried about the consequences for him and not any of the possible victims that are out there. What we should really be doing, and all of us should be doing, coming together, is finding out if there were other victims. And we should reach out to all the communities he was involved in and try to figure that out to the best of our abilities. That's our responsibility now. Because we can all agree that he was a piece of shit, and the way he said it in those DMs, as soon as the girl said she was 15, and the way he just so casually continued the conversation, it shows a level of comfortability towards what he was doing that I worry that this is not a one-time thing. He shows signs of continuously being a sexual harasser, possibly a groomer. And he's shown signs of this. I know a lot of you act like you have never seen it or never seen that side of Don, but it's obvious. My wife experienced it. Tons of other people have experienced it. He's made whole rooms go quiet with the weird fucked off shit he's said in the past. And this is not just some like minute thing that's a one-time thing. He continuously did this. Calling him out doesn't make it any better either, though. Now he could just go into hiding. We've had several people in this community we've called out, and they've just went into hiding, got an alt account, and continued a rampage of being a sexual predator. But now with more anonymity. I don't even know how to say that word. But that's my take on it. I really appreciate you guys doing this. And I'm sorry for anybody that got like abused. I heard what Julie had to say. That's pretty fucked up. Heard agent, that's fucked. Like, y'all, I'm sorry. Another thing I'd like to ask is, Lorena, I don't know if you're here. You are over the age of 18, correct?
Yes, I stated that right in the beginning. I said
Oh,
that
okay,
I
I
was
wasn't
over. I
here
said I
right
was
when it
even
popped
over.
off.
The first thing I said was I introduced myself, and I stated right in the beginning that I was over 20 years old on top of that too. So I did
Oh,
make a
okay,
very
cool.
big statement on that. And in the beginning, I think what you missed was I was literally. I did not side with him. I was very emotional, and I started commenting about all the comments on Twitter and YouTube and how I was just so scared, and I said I didn't want to believe, and I said I wanted people to come out if this was the case, but I hoped, and I was like, I hope to fuck all that it wasn't true. And seeing everybody and all that, just like, I've been a victim myself, but like, holy fuck, like, I want to give them a voice, and this is another reason why I volunteered for it, because the fact that he jumped on this so easily, the fact that he has an influence, the fact that he is so fucking big, and the amount of people in the comments, the first 20 minutes, like 3K views, and like already like 50 comments about people saying this TwitchCon thing and everything, and I was just breaking down. I had to I had a call with my friend, and I was just like, oh my god, I wish I questioned him more, I wish I got more details, I wish I could get more evidence. And I knew I couldn't, because it was an if situation. And even throughout the video, like, the first what you don't see in the video is the first like 20 minutes of me standing in the world, breathing in and out, getting ready for this like whole
Well, I saw in
confrontation.
the video before
Yeah.
your partner
No, I
died,
have
walked out,
the
you're
raw unedited.
shaking. You're
Yeah,
shaking,
if I'm standing in the mirror, I shit you not, I was standing in that mirror for about 5 minutes with Ugg like muted in the chat, and I had my OBS going, and there's just a moment of me just looking at myself thinking, please let this guy be fucking joking, please. I said, if this is true, I hope to God that I'm the only one. And then just seeing everything go through and people talking just ruined it for me. And I'm glad. I am so glad that we put that out there. I don't agree with some of the formatting, but at the end of the day, I am so fucking happy. Like, to Julie and to Bunny, and even to you, Tomatoes. Thank you so much. Like, I know I'm not a victim. I know that I was pretending pretty much, and I know that my thing is very minimal in this role, but for fuck's sake, you guys are amazing, and you deserve your voices in there. Julie, you deserve nothing that bastard had to do, and I am never gonna believe his stories. I don't care. I saw everything in person. That man, he does not deserve anything. He does not deserve what's come with him. I wanted to come to the server way too early and expose it, but I knew I had to like stand back because I didn't know if this would extend bigger and bigger, and I wasn't correlating with anybody. Only person was like Ugg at the time, and I was just keeping this really to myself, thinking I don't know what to do, because if somebody I knew this person, because I could look at my VRCX and there's like a bunch of people I knew that are in this, and I was just breaking down because I don't deserve to be here is like another thing, but I'm thankful that the mods allowed me to talk and allowed me to have my word with him and like confront him, because it was really big, and I just want more people to think that it's okay to stand out, that everyone can be brave in this, and it's not about him at the same time, but it is about him. It's a both two-way street, and some people choose to stare at him in the face, and other times people will look at the victims and collect everything. So it's gonna be okay for everybody. And I said this to one person, like, the best that we can do, especially for them, was you can move forward, keep your chin up high, and then towards the end of it, because I don't have much to say, I would say at the end of it, I told you that I would say, like, hey, you did it. Good job. You can move forward. You got this, And I don't think any of this was their fault. It was all on him, and he's an adult. He's responsible for his own actions. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna mute myself.
No, you're totally fine. I think everything you said was justified. I think you made the right decision in doing what you did.
Lorena.
I don't agree with the messenger too much, but I do find what you did very good.
Yeah.
Lorena, I've told you this in private. I think pretty much all of this stuff of you, like, in the end you've done the right thing, no matter what you say. There might be some issues with Messenger, and I might have a few personal gripes with.
And I tried to, like, say, hey, focus on this.
I might have a few personal gripes with the way some things were done, and I will talk with you about that later. This is nowhere near the right time and place, so
yeah, definitely not.
But in the end, you've done the right thing. You're fine, right? You're great, and genuinely you're really nice. And I appreciate how you've been throughout this entire thing, and I feel like I really should tell you that.
It breaks my heart to hear.
Yeah,
it breaks my heart to hear all the stories, but I'm so happy that everyone can find a voice. I know it sounds so cliche, but, like, I never found my voice, and I wanted people to find their voices, and it makes me happy. So it's okay. That's all I can say. Everyone, you guys can move forward, and you guys, I think it's so good that you have such a dedicated, like, people in your staff, and you are all just loved. Yeah. Okay. Moving on to questions.
We really
Sorry.
appreciate that.
Next up is Fallen Flames.
Oh, hello. Can anyone hear me? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I want to say that I've only known Don for basically the day I joined this community. And so my experience with him is nothing alike to anyone who's experienced him for years and years. So this is more of an outside perspective. I do want to say that when I did join this community, I only knew one or two people in this community. And when I submitted my application, I was worried that I wouldn't be let in because technically my account is, how could I say, not matching my Steam's, in the sense of, like, I started this account at 2020, while I started at 2018. So most of my conversations with Don was mostly in vrchat, and every time I joined of him, he seemed cool and he seemed nice until this whole situation happened. I woke up and saw the video on Twitter, and I was hoping to God that it was some out of season April Fool's joke. I watched it and I was disgusted. I would have never thought in a million years that he would be this type of person to do that kind of stuff. It disgusts me. I'm upset the fact that he would ever do this. But it's hard for me even to talk because I've only known him for the amount of times I met him through the events. But it makes me sick, the fact that he did this. And the excuses he gave. It was just pathetic. Like, I was hoping that he actually had a good reason for what he did. And even that would have not been good enough. And all the excuses he gave was just piss poor. It was just bad. The excuses sounded like he just thought it up straight in the moment. And it makes me sad. The fact that what he did to all those victims. I'm really sorry to hear that. And that's really much I can really say. I'm just
No problem.
really upset what happened.
I think we all are. I'll
Thank
send
you.
you back now. Thank you. Next is Chlamydia Jones. Sorry, I can't say your name with a straight face. Jones? Check your microphone. You're unmuted in Discord.
Yeah, we can't hear
Oh,
you.
my bad, my
There,
bad.
oh, there we go, there we go, there we go.
My controls are fucked up a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, I'm like an outsider in all this for the most part. I've maybe chatted in here a couple times, so this is just purely coming from an outsider's perspective. But if Don, if you're watching this, the internet popularity gives some people wild delusions and crazy egos. And unfortunately, you let that happen to you. Because at the end of the day, we're all just a bunch of weirdos on the internet. Nobody is better than anyone else just because you have tons of followers or friends. But unfortunately for you, you tried to leverage your position in this community to get sexual gratification from multiple people. And as a 32-year-old man, you should damn well know that's not gonna fucking work in your favor. Sorry for my language there, but you paint yourself as this master genius playing chess with these people that, quite frankly, you should not be engaging with in the first place. Okay? Because internet popularity... Sorry, fucking I'm getting lost here. Because I know it's hard not to get swept up in this drama and shit. But you need to take a step back. And remember that VRChat is just a video game. It is not real life. And this is the thing that upsets me the most about this game, is how much people get sucked into this. Because you control who you talk to and how you interact with the game. If people are targeting you, just block them. Don't try to get engaged with this. Because 99% of this VRChat drama bullshit does not go into real life. There are cases where people get targeted in real life, but for the most part, it stays on the internet. Because it's just a middle school level bullshit. And playing into it really only makes things worse for you and everyone around you. That's all I gotta say.
Cool. And the next one, very close to reaching the end. The next one is Just Call Me Kate. You should be unmuted now.
Hello? Hi.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
my lights. Okay. So, yeah, so I was one of the people who was at TwitchCon this past year with Julie and with Don and with a bunch of the other people. And Julie, I'm so sorry this all happened to you. Like, yeah, you said you consented, but still someone betrayed your trust, and that shit hurts. But, fuck. Dude, I was at fucking work when Beta Dash posted the link to the video in the TwitchCon B&B server, and that was fucking jarring and wild, and it took a couple hours before I was able to watch it, and it hurt to see, it hurt to hear, and because I've known Don since 2018, since I first started playing VRChat, and I was fucking 17 when I met him, and I never really had any red flag experiences with him, because I started dating my ex-boyfriend like right after, not long after, or I was dating someone when I first met him, and then I started dating someone not long after, and but dude, this is so fucking wild. And it sucks to hear. It sucks that this is all happening. But what really fucks me over is hearing how hurt everyone is when they talk, especially Gloracle. And God, I'm okay. Ah, fuck, dude, that shit's just fucking wild. Well, I had a list of things I wanted to say, and now I'm gotten all off topic. This is great.
You're fine. You're fine.
No,
Do
yeah.
what you need.
But yeah, he was literally someone I trusted. I've known him for years, and like Julie was saying it in chat, like how I kind of felt uncomfortable when he was because he was trying to like cuddle with me and shit at TwitchCon, and like I know him, but I'm not that close with him, and that felt a little weird.
I
Thanks,
a
Alex.
few times when you actually was at the Airbnb, I actually noticed a few times that you were getting very uncomfortable.
I think like I loved everyone who was in the B&B
To
with
be
us.
honest, Katie, is that I was actually trying to protect you from that. I want,
Yeah, you
like,
did come over and like cuddle with me for a little bit. I
I
remember.
was trying to more like
Yeah.
protect you from getting any more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I do apologize that I didn't do more. I didn't do more to help you.
No, you're okay. It honestly just wasn't even just Dawn like that, because I knew some of the people, but I didn't know them very well. There was a lot of people I just didn't know, and I was really banking on Gloracle being there because he's one of my really close homies, but he wasn't able to go, and I was really upset about that. But God. But yeah, hearing how hurt everyone is, how hurt the mods were in their voices, what happened, like, that shit's so fucked, and it sucks, and because everyone who's been on VRChat for as long as we all have, like, it's all a very kind of close community, and because we were like, oh shit, we haven't seen you in however fucking long, and or we're always around, and but hearing this and getting to see people's names and faces again because of something like this, that sucks. Because I haven't seen Kappa in a while. I haven't seen fucking Macrackle or Mcloven. I haven't seen them in a while, and this is how I see them again. And something about this. But honestly, we're all valid and being hurt and angry at Dawn, at the situation. It's fucking it's weird. It's crazy. I don't know what else to say. But I'm done. That's all I have to say.
No, it's fine. No problem. You did great. And the next one before the last couple, the last two, is Wizard. Who I'll let speak. Try not to take too long.
Yes. No, hopefully it shouldn't be, but hello everyone. Fucking A. I was really not expecting from a lot of everything that got through. And fucking even Mcloven, holy shit, he went off the fucking rails. Holy fuck. But Don Italiano, I thought you were a fucking patriot. Through all that time. For someone who has gotten through and believe what anyone believes, you know? Even you even got me into the whole, this little fucking Discord thing, or the group call that we had, the Super Patriots, with Arnie, who was your close friend of yours, and everyone else. And I see this shit. Don Italiano, what the fuck were you doing? Is this really how the road goes for you, man? Is this really how your future wants to behold to yourself? Is this how 2024 starts off with? Especially if we have a really nice time with New Year's. With everyone. All of our friends, our loved ones. Fuck, man. And hell, it also kind of got fucked up, even my friend Ikapa. Or, in their own name, Overcome Cape. Who's been at this point have been hacked on his Discord. By another person who got hacked. Fucking hell, Don Italiano. I thought you were the real true patriot out there when I joined with that group. I showed you all those videos from YouTube of everything that's been going around in the world, not just here in the US. Everything with political stances to whatever. But with hearing all this stuff going around until you start doing all this pedo shit that's going out there, like, what the fuck, man? That is such the lowest shit I have ever fucking seen. Is this really how you treated yourself to that point? Aren't we supposed to be the free, home of the land, home of the brave, free, all that? Aren't we about that? Even here in vrchat, we all sometimes gotta be free. But after all that, you really stooped yourself to the point where I see a fucking leftist in you.
Let's trying to get political.
Fucking America.
I'm sorry.
Fucking America.
Yeah, sorry. This was something different that not many people would know, but used to be with them and such. Even showing them all this stuff. But in vrchat, I try to hang and all that shit. I know it is supposed to be a vrchat community, but at the same time, there's even consent laws here, man.
Well, do you have anything more to say about Don?
I just really wish Don Italiano. I wish him needs to get fucking mental help at this point.
All right, I'm gonna send you back.
Yeah.
We got one more, and I want to talk a little bit. Lego, are you still here? You are muted. You here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
You said you had some things you wanted to add at the end, and then I want to talk a little bit.
Yeah, there was one thing he mentioned earlier where he's like, they would come after other people next. and I kind of find that complete bullshit. I mean, if we're not doing fucked up shit like he's doing, I believe nobody should be worried about that. That kind of statement fucking pissed me off. And it probably pissed everybody else off in here as well, hearing that.
I don't take kindly to being threatened. I'll put
Yeah,
it
that's
that.
what I took. That's what I took it as, and probably everybody else took it as a threat.
Yeah. I kind of just want to like have.
I mean,
the final.
Definitely, when you're being called out for that stuff, like you shouldn't have done that. All right, my bad.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'll let you cook.
I'm gonna cook. Yeah, fuck. Look, I don't show emotions very well. Welcome to my final little tangent. I don't show emotions very well. I've kind of just sort of like always learned to hide them, and this was a fucking test.
Yes, it was.
Words. I wish I could describe the emotions I felt over the past couple days. I mean, look, I think we all like agree mostly, but just doing this for me has kind of been just flat out important. I want to give everyone their space to not only come forward comfortably, but get their emotions out, and in a somewhat healthy way. Sorry, I actually started to cry. Fuck. This entire situation has been a fucking roller coaster.
Yes, undoubtedly.
I had a panic attack over it earlier today. Like, it wasn't great. I've been, in the end, like, we can't fix this person, right? They're gonna probably scurry off and hide in some cave somewhere, and we don't know. But hearing a lot of you be able to come forward, it's knowing that I've been able to facilitate so many of you coming forward about your experiences with him, or just in general to express your feelings and sort of just like at the final fuck you. It's
even though he's not here,
it feels weirdly amazing, and I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm many things, and I don't know if it shows, and I hope I've done a good job trying to manage this. I kind of just...
You have.
You did a good job.
I went along on the best I can, and you've all
you
been
did great.
amazing for
You
putting
did
up
good.
with me.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank you all. Fuck you, Don. Not the Don. You're fine. But Don.
I fucking...
Italiano.
This shit is just... Like, I'll be honest with you, as a person, as like the staff team here, I'm just saying, I don't think any of us deserve to fucking have to deal with this bullshit. This is his fault. He made a mistake and we were forced to fucking clean up after him.
Yep. I'm gonna stop the recording now.
Okay.
But I'm gonna speak a little bit more.